is fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer the lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Welcome back to episode 222 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream on this and any other Earth in the multiverse. We have got a very special guest in the building today. Well, technically not in the building, but on the Zoom call. We have got the creator of Iyanu, Child of Wonder, Roye Okupe, joining us here today. How's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good, and I'm happy, excited to be on the podcast. Doing well.
Good. Glad to hear. Well, for one, I just want to go ahead and put it out here for anyone who may or may not know. This is one of those deals that I don't actually remember exactly how I ended up stumbling across Iyanu, but I just remember because I was just like doing like a random, I think it was like just random Twitter or Instagram scroll through. I think I just saw like just random social media posts or something like that, and I was like, oh wow, I was like, this looks pretty wild. I was like, I'm kind of feeling this. I'm digging the look here, and it actually was like it was. I was like, oh, this is the thing. I was like, oh, it's out. I went and actually checked it out, and I really enjoyed it. It's such a good story, such a fun story. It's got a lot of really awesome stuff going on in it. And yeah, anything that can kind of take me back to kind of put me in that that mind frame of of that kind of childhood mind frame is always a good time for me. But you kicked off with volume 1, what was this, around 2021-ish, give or take?
Yeah, so volume 1 was originally released on Kickstarter directly to backers in 2019. But weirdly that year I signed a 10-book deal with Dark Horse. So Dark Horse released volume 1 in November of 2021. So the first release was sort of like just an exclusive to just the backers on Kickstarter, but the real release was the Dark Horse version of volume 1 that came out in 2021 November.
Oh wow, okay, so so I was late to the game. I was late to the game on that one, but still, this was one of those deals that I was legitimately like I said, I was legitimately blown away by it, just because, like I said, the story just feels so just wild and fantastical. A lot, pretty much, not to say even a little bit, but a lot of the themes actually being derived from actual African culture, folklore, and religion and such. And it was really a breath of fresh air. Honestly, and I was, like I said, I was completely blown away by it. So before we get into the actual volume 3 stuff, because volume 3, for those that are wondering, volume 3 is actually out right now. You can actually pick up a copy of volume 3. You can pick you can pick it up through Comixology, Amazon,
comic book shops,
Barnes
and Nobles. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
you have no excuse.
Yeah, you literally, honestly, I feel you'd have a harder time not finding it than actually finding it. But it dropped just in the past couple of days.
Yes, on Tuesday, September 21st. Oh, sorry, 19th. Excuse me. Today, 19. Sorry, the days are blending in. I've been talking about this so much. It's
oh no, you're okay. I ain't mad at you. I would be the last one
19, yeah.
to get on somebody be like, well, actually, that was a couple days ago. No, but I was gonna say that I pretty much was just like all in on this. I will definitely say if like just for me, with like coming in, being introduced to Iyanu and like, you know, everything that she represents. I was very, 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 very pleasantly surprised with, you know, her story, you know, how she you know, how she's presented. You know, everything. Like, I was very, very, very just very impressed with it. What was the inspiration for Iyanu? Like what actually what got Iyanu out into the wild? Like where was the starting point for that?
I mean, that's a good question. I think also, you know, I'll be doing a disservice to the listeners if I don't describe what Iyanu is first before I go to that. So for those that don't know anything about Iyanu, it's a fantasy action adventure story that takes place in a magical kingdom called Yoruba Land. Yoruba Land is actually a place that exists today in Lagos, Nigeria, which is where I was, in Nigeria, where I was born and raised. You know, for me, it was really about trying to tell a fantastical story that took place in the place that I grew up in the culture that you know, I am from. You know, just to give a little bit more of you know, just a little bit of education about Nigeria. So Nigeria as a country has 3 major tribes. It has over 300, you know, subgroups and you know, ethnicities, but the 3 major tribes are Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. You know, I'm from the Yoruba tribe, so for me, this is something that's very personal. But in terms of the story as well, it follows Iyanu, obviously, who is a teenage orphan girl that loses her memories. She doesn't know where she comes from. She doesn't know who she is, but all she knows is that she's been blessed with the powers that rival the gods of the land. It's these powers that can save the entirety of Yoruba land from what we call the corrupts. The corrupt are essentially wild animals that have one purpose only, and that's to destroy humanity. So just imagine a 20-foot tall giraffe with red glowing eyes chasing you around and smacking you with his neck. That's how terrifying it is for the people.
I would be scared.
I think anybody
I would be scared.
I think just a regular giraffe, I'm just intimidated by them. I mean, they're not violent animals, but if you've ever gone to the zoo and stood beside one, my goodness, it is a sight to behold. So, but I digress. What I was trying to get at is that Iyanu has these powers to save everyone, but I think where the story gets interesting is that because she's the only one with magic is sort of like a forgotten thing in Yoruba land. She is feared, she is ostracized, she is exiled, and, you know, basically she's not accepted. You know, she's an outcast. So Iyanu has to sort of balance this decision as a 14-year-old who all she wants to do is just play with normal kids and just have fun. But now she has to be the chosen one. And not only that, she has to save people that don't necessarily like her. And that puts Iyanu in a conundrum where it's like, first of all, I don't even want these powers. I didn't ask for them. And now I have to save a bunch of people that don't even like me. But I think to me, there's a life lesson there, not just for kids, but adults alike, where it's, I always say that there's something that's inside each and every one of us. We're all blessed with gifts. And those gifts aren't just for you to improve yourself or to better your own situation. Your gifts are also for you to, you know, inspire and bless the people that are around you, your community, your family, your friends, you know, co-workers, whatever the case may be. And I also try to tie this story to even just being a creator, right? Like, so if you're a writer, a director, a musician, or you're just trying to do something special in life, right? That thing inside you sometimes is the hardest thing to bring out, because there could be fear, there could be doubts, there could be what ifs. And the challenge is always remembering that it's not just about you. you don't know what your gift, putting out your gift is going to do for someone else. You don't know how it's going to inspire somebody. You don't know how it's going to save somebody. You don't know how it's going to affect somebody to do something positive. And this is sort of like the parallel with the fantastical story of Iyanu, is that she has these powers, but rather than thinking about, you know, why do I need to save these people? It's more about, this is my responsibility. I have a responsibility with this power to do good. And this is sort of like the impetus for her to go on a journey of self-discovery, where it's like, who am I? Where do these powers come from? And what is the true purpose of this power? And how best can I use it, not just for myself, but for the people around me? So that's essentially, in a nutshell, what the story is about. But in terms of the inspiration, how it came about, a couple of things. Number one, I have a 2-year-old daughter. And to me, I've always thought that, you know, if I'm sitting down on the couch or if I'm reading a book, like, what can we sort of read together in a way that we can enjoy, but also that where she can also see elements of where she comes from and she can be proud of that. So this is sort of like a love letter to my daughter. And at the same time, it's something that obviously has, you know, my culture ingratiated inside of it. So yeah, to me, you know, I feel like entertainment is one of the best ways to educate people about a different place and different people, and, you know, that they don't necessarily know about or want to learn more about. And I feel like Iyanu does a great job in not just entertaining, but educating people about Yoruba culture and Nigerian culture, as well as, you know, putting these themes out there that can benefit both adults and children alike.
Right. That's, and honestly, I like
that. Sorry, that was a long spiel. My goodness, I was like, I'm just talking on.
I liked it. I liked it. Well, as a father to a daughter myself, like that actually resonates with me in a lot of ways, because I feel like, you know, your children can always inspire you in like just the wildest ways, and to be able to tell a story, you know, from that perspective, you know, to, you know, and it's one of those tricks too, where you know, I think a lot of people can also, you know, identify with the idea of being you know, like feeling like they're different, you know, from everybody else, like going through some of the things, like honestly, and this is, you know, a testament to the story that you've written here. But like, you know, when I was first introduced to Iyanu, I was mad. I was like, man, why these kids messing with this little girl?
Yeah, I know, right?
Leave this little girl alone. Man. She just want to play. She just wants to hang out, man. Look, she don't get to do nothing, man. All she's got to train all day. And I was like, y'all garbage. I was like, man, I was like, you know what? I'd be like, you know what? Nah. See, and this is why I like stories like this, because like if it were me, I would do.
Yeah, it's like I do the opposite, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be like Iyanu. See, that's why I like it, because Iyanu shows me I could be better.
Yeah,
because I've been like, oh, save Yorubaland after how they've done me.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna make my own Yorubaland.
I mean, no, you hit the nail directly on the head, where it's like, I feel like these characters have to represent something bigger than us, but not in a way where it's like not relatable, right? So you still see us struggle with that. Like the scene you're referring to in volume 1 is where she sees a couple of kids playing and she wants to join them, and somebody literally throws a stone at her. It doesn't hit her directly, but it hits the wall close to her and tells her to get out of here. Like, you're a forest girl. Like, who are you? Essentially. And you know, that to me, it's like it's you know, it's not a direct comp to some of the things because I was bullied growing up as well. I was, you know, in some ways ostracized because, again, I was a nerd growing up. Like, I loved cartoons, comics, video games. I was shy. You know, so there were a lot of things that made me feel like I wasn't part of, you know, the cool guys or the cool group of kids. And essentially I would want to hang out with them, and I would always get out of here, whatever the case may be. You know, so to me, it's like, you know, seeing our characters being put in these situations and them having a normal human response. She runs away and she cries. But at the end of the day, she does realize that, you know, greatness is not easy. Greatness is not a straightforward line where everything is given to you. Sometimes greatness involves sacrifice. As a matter of fact, most of the time, being great involves sacrifice. And sometimes that sacrifice is your need to either take revenge or get people back, or be the bigger person. Like these are things that Iyanu has to learn how to do at a very young age, at 14. But yeah, you're right. Like, one of the things, we all can't shoot, or none of us can shoot magical arrows. That's where the fantasy comes in. But we all can relate at some level to being ostracized by people, or feeling like, people have done something wrong to us. And I guess I've always looked at life in terms of how you respond to negativity. Because I think that it's in those moments that it's where your character is built. So yeah, you see a lot of that in Iyanu from volume 1 all the way to even volume 3 now, where she's now with a band of other outcast kids that also have been exiled as well, and they find this common ground amongst each other, and they find this chosen family, and they now go together on this journey. And Iyanu realizes that sometimes on your way to avoid certain things, you actually do meet destiny sometimes on your road to avoid it. Her destiny was to meet these kids, and for her to find a family that actually accepts her for who she is, that can inspire her, motivate her to discover her powers and save everyone. But yeah, this is life, right? Sometimes things happen to you in the moment and you don't know why, but they put you on a path where you either meet someone, you meet your spouse, you meet that best friend. And that's just the way life works. You always have to be open to the reality that life can take us in different directions, but how we respond to it is what matters.
Yes. Yeah, that 100%. That 100%. And I gotta say too, like, so following the journey, following the journey of this character, it has been very, like, I don't know, it's been very hard. Like I said, there's definitely heartwarming moments. There's definitely some sad moments. There's definitely some moments where I'm just like, ooh man, I hope they get this. Ooh, I hope they get that. God, ooh, I can't stand this. And like I said, go check out. There's a link in and I should have said this earlier. There's a link in the description of the video. You'll go check it out. That will take you to the volume 3 that we're talking about. But I will say that some of the, like, especially in the early goings of the character, I felt that visceralness of like, and I think maybe that's also why those scenes resonate as well, because like you said, they kind of came from a real place where Iyanu's being to down and bullied by other kids, and because I was in a similar position myself as growing up as a kid, so it doubly hit which and I always say, like, the best art usually comes from someplace real. But like I said, we've gotten her through 2 volumes of storytelling. She is gone from being the shunned child to being Yorubaland's, like, hope. Chosen. Yes. Like the chosen. Like, she is the one who has to save everyone, and like so. Coming into volume 3, and like I said, we don't want to give away too much. But like, where for those who have no idea, for those who have no idea, I'm talking about, we're coming, like, they are literally today years old coming in, learning about this character. What would you say is like the I guess the big setup for them going into 3, like to get them hyped going into volume 3?
That's a very good question. So I'll do you one better. I'll talk about volume 1, 2, and then I'll go into the hype for 3. So volume 1 is essentially the exile, right? We see that's sort of like the overall arc of that book, is the exile of Iyanu, right? So we see her in a normal setting where she's like, okay, she lives in the forest with her mentor Olori, who is training her how to control her powers. Then Olori is attacked, she's put in prison, and Iyanu has to flee the city because everybody has discovered that she has powers. Like, so that's essentially what kicks off volume 1. Again, without spoiling too many things, there's other things that happen. There's a setup in terms of who the villain is, what some of, like, inclinage into Iyanu's past and why she's actually the chosen. It's not just a random thing. And then in volume 2, you get to see her go through training, right? It's how to hone her powers, essentially. That's really what we get to see in volume 2. And then 3 is Iyanu Unleashed. Now she's exiled, she's accepted, that okay, she's been pushed out of the city of Elu. And then in 2, she gets the training. Now, again, without spoiling too much, in 3, she's sort of like coming into her own and accepting the role of being the chosen. So you get to see her in a moment where, when you finally just accept who you are, where it's like, okay, people may not like me, people may think I'm this, but you know what, this is who I am, and I'm going to accept myself, and I'm going to make the best version of myself. I'm going to present that to the world. That's where we get to see Iyanu. Like I said, she meets these 2 other kids who, again, I'm trying to say without spoiling too much, is that they find that they have something in common. And one of the biggest things in volume 3 is that Iyanu finally gets to meet her animal guide, Ekon, who is this 5-foot tall, magical leopard that glows blue and shoots like, massive beams out of his mouth. He's like insanely awesome. If for no other reason you want to check out volume 3, it's to see Echo in action, to see this magic leopard. Like that alone is worth the price of the book. But for those that have been following Iyanu, I can't wait for them to see literally the last page of this book, because it's going to just absolutely blow your mind. The way we set up the rest of the series is there's a revelation at the end of 3 that just is almost like an OMG moment. And I feel simultaneously happy and sad for people, because you're going to want volume 4 right after you get there. And
so what you
I want to apologize.
See, look, y'all.
But no,
I got a bone to pick, because see, this man out here letting us know up front, he about to cross the Spider-Verse us. we about to be mad at the end of this book.
But the good news is that we're working on volume 4 like right now, actually. So to be honest with you, like volume 4 that's even done. That's done. So the good news is that volume 4 is done. We're shipping it off to our publisher Dark Horse now, who is going to package, and so it's not like volume 4 is too far away. So that's at least
okay. All right.
Good news.
See, look, man, you was about to get the pitchforks. You was about to get the pitchforks out, man.
But no, look, for people that don't even know anything about Iyanu, look, if you love things like Avatar: The Last Airbender or the Legend of Korra, Dragon Prince, this will be right up your alley, because those are some of the stories that inspired me as well to write Iyanu.
Which that is also something that I really liked about it too, because it did like there were moments where I was like, oh man, I was like, dude, this is like, I was like the vibes, the feels, the tone, and just the world that you have crafted is just really palpable. Okay, so full disclosure for those who are if you have no idea what we're talking about, you've never read any of the previous volumes of Iyanu, one of the things that I felt was really accessible, and it kind of got to a point where I almost didn't need it, but I was glad that it was there. And it was that there, like, whenever someone would say something that was like a key word, like it was like a key thing that needed to be that you needed to know what it was. Like, it was something you may not know what it is. Me being, and I will dare say, woefully ignorant of the finer points of my African heritage. I blame the government, but no. There were moments where there would be a name or like a word or a phrasing or a saying or something, and I wouldn't know what it was like initially, but like you would have some little helpful tooltips, be like, hey, this is what this is. And like as I was reading through the story, like even when like newer stuff came up, it kind of got to a point where I was like, I almost didn't need them anymore, because like I was like, oh, this is probably this, and I would just kind of read the story like without really diving too deep or you know, looking anything up or looking to the tooltips, and then I would like go back and look and be like, oh, I assumed correctly. So like it's one of those things. It's very accessible. The world you've created, and I know in like in volume 1 and 2, there's tons of like, you know, literature kind of spread throughout the book, like, you know, kind of giving you the finer points on, you know, the world at large. There I know in volume 2 there was like you know, multiple flashback scenes showing you all the history of things that have happened, like there's a rich history that goes back like 500 years in the story that is just like it's awesome. And I think I like personally I really enjoy seeing that stuff. But like, yeah, the world that you've crafted, like I know like a lot of it comes from like, you know, your heritage, you know, where you come from. But like, yeah, could you take us a little further with that, like how you blended the fantasy nature of it with like the reality?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like world building is something that I enjoy so much. I actually enjoy it too much because when it's actually time to write the script, then to me that's when I start getting nervous, because I just love to be in a world where it's like, okay, you're just creating, you're doing the backstory, the lore, where people came from, the different factions, the magic system, like things like that. Like I geek out about it all through and through. But I'm very intense. I'm very intense when it comes to world building. There's a lot of intentionality into every single thing that I do. So even before I wrote anything about Iyanu, I had to understand, like you said, there's a 1,000-year history of the backstory of Yoruba land that I had to craft very carefully, because these things actually inform how the characters speak. You know what it is that, you know, motivates them. You know, like everybody, we're all a product of the past, right? So things that have happened to us are consistently shaping us. So Yoruba land is no different. That 1,000-year history, it spills into how characters, you know, relate with one another, the type of factions that are being formed, the belief system, you know. So I think all of those things are important, which is why I tried not to rush the world building process, because I felt like if I could get that right, then honestly, these characters will write themselves, because all you're now doing is that if you created a very robust sandbox for your characters, all you have to do is just plug and play them and see how they react in your head. And that's the way I like to write. I like to create this world, create the system, create the government, create the rules, and then create character bios, create what motivates characters, and then just put it. It's like making a stew, right? Like you put the oil first, and the tomatoes, and then the beef or whatever. Like once you start mixing these type of, and I'm talking like I know how to cook. I don't actually, because I don't know what stew. I just described.
Now you look, you ain't got to tell yourself like that. Look, man, look. Don't nobody want my stew. Look, if I hand you a pot of stew, you might want to like just like when you pull it up to your mouth, just kind of flip it behind you, and I won't say anything. I'll accept it.
Oh man, but yeah, well, I mean, for me, trying to really be intentional about world building and not just rushing through it or just doing random things, I think is why you get a solid story. You know, obviously Iyanu is character driven. So even though we're in a big world, it's still a character driven story, because we're seeing the world through Iyanu's POV, through her wants, her desires, her needs, her flaws, her weaknesses, her strengths. So it's still very character driven. But I think creating a world that's full of lore that's not only you know, not only you know, robust in terms of like just trying to get as much in there, but you know, stays true to something, you know. And for me, that's the actual culture of Yoruba in Nigeria right now. Like I'm pulling a lot of things from there. This is the fantasy world. It's still our version of Yoruba land, but a lot of what we have is inspired by something that's real. And I think that's why the book comes out like that, because it just shows that this has something behind it that's tangible and not just imagined as well.
Yeah. Now, so I want to address the elephant in the room, because some of the people in the chat have brought it
Not,
up because they
not
see
the giraffe.
not the, you know what, actually, you know what, let's use that. I like that better, actually. Yeah, because elephant makes it seem like it takes up a lot of space. Like I say you know what, the giraffe in the room, because I have an image up actually showing the cover for volume 3, and a lot of people have been taking stock of the fact that there's a little sticker on the bottom of that cover saying animated series coming soon. So I wondered if there was anything that you could share about that, like if at all.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to get into trouble because I can't talk too much. I can't say too much about that. But no, look, it's very, very exciting to be able to, write a graphic novel and get to the point where it's actually going to be adapted, in this case by Cartoon Network and Max. I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity. I'm very, very humbled by just the reality that I'm going to get to see these characters in another medium. I'm going to hear them speak. I'm going to hear them move. What I can let you know is that obviously I'm involved producing the series. So we're going to stay true to the books. We're going to stay true to the culture. This isn't going to be just a cookie cutter thing. It's going to be something that people can be proud of, especially people that have read any of my books or people that have supported me or other creators that look like me. This is something, this is my love letter to them, to everybody that has supported, diverse characters. Is we've taken painful steps to do it the right way, honor the story, honor the culture, and do something unique that no one has ever seen before. So I think people can be very excited with what comes next for Iyanu in this medium. And I promise you, as the months go by, you're going to be hearing me talk more and more about it, being more open, about it. But right now, in order for me not to get in trouble, I have to leave it as that. Like, there's a lot of excitement around it, and it's warranted, and I can't wait for people to see what we're bringing to the table with the animated series.
Well, I can definitely say I am excited for it. I can definitely say I am. I most certainly am. Not to mention, I feel like it's really crazy because it's a great time to be alive as as an African person, as a Black person, because our culture has kind of been, let's just say, hidden, woefully hidden for a long time. Yeah. And people are starting to recognize that stories involving Black faces, African faces, the stories about the culture, the heritage, those things can be stories that everyone can get behind. Like it's something that anyone can jump on, because I feel like while fantasy is typically pretty universal, at the same time, I feel like African fantasy just has like a bend to it that just completely can separate it and make it so much different than everything else. And like I said, seeing Iyanu, seeing all these characters, seeing everything she's going through, seeing the world that she exists in, is just really powerful and important. And I have to tip my hat to you for for being a big part of that, because like I said, I think it is safe to say that you were throwing your hat in the ring before a lot of other people start for a lot of other people so I would see you as like one of those forerunners there. So with everything that that you've already done, because it's not just Iyanu that you have on the table as well. You've got lots of other stuff out there as well. Is there anything else that you have like with you, because you already said you got Iyanu, volume 4, like pretty much ready to roll. What else like what else can you share that you might have coming down the pipeline?
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, Iyanu is part of it's a corner of what I call it's a small corner of what I call the unique universe. The unique universe is it's our superhero fantasy sci-fi universe that has all these different characters and stories that are inspired by African history, culture, and mythology. So we have other series like EXO, The Legend of Wally Williams, which is like a sci-fi Afrofuturist story centered around family and some of the traumas that come with that. So it's not just a superhero sci-fi, it has a lot of drama in it as well, and stuff that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. And then you have Malika Warrior Queen, which is a historical fantasy story that takes place in 15th century West Africa. So this is pre-colonial. So you get to see what West Africa looked like in that time, right before colonialism was a thing. And the story follows Queen Malika, who tries to keep the peace in a very rapidly expanding kingdom, where she has enemies that are growing both inside and outside of the kingdom, trying to sort of like choke her. And then you have stories like Windmaker, which is more like an urban fantasy that takes place in like a present day timeline in a fictional country called Atala. So yeah, all these stories take place within the unique universe at different points in time. And it's sort of like the butterfly effect, where it's like something that happens in one book, sort of has this very subtle effect on the other book. But you don't necessarily have to read all of them to understand their individual stories. You can read Iyanu just by itself and enjoy it and not have anything to do with anything else. You can read Malika, EXO, The Windmaker. You can read them on their own because these are all individual ongoing series. But you do get a bonus if you start to read multiple books, because then you start to see the Easter eggs and you start to see that there is an overarching theme in the entirety of the unique universe, which we're leading up into next year with the title called The Olores, which is essentially like our Avengers. We get our characters together in one book. And that book is a love letter to all Unique Studios fans who have been part of the journey for almost 10 years now. It's going to be epic to finally see all these things sort of like converge into one another in a way that's exciting. But yeah, like, we have 10 books, 9 books in the market right now. That you can enjoy, and you can sort of assimilate yourself with while you wait for this epic crossover event that I feel like is none other, where it's like, most of the time in these type of ensemble superhero type of stories, like the attack or the aliens or the bad guys always attack like the US or New York or Los Angeles. And my thing is like, okay, what if somebody, the big bad people attacked somewhere in Africa? Like, what would the response be like? What would it be like from that perspective? How would the international community sort of like react to that? And that's what the Olores is essentially, the story that it's telling is that a lot of times you see these things happen from the American perspective. What happens when it's happening from an African perspective, where there's an extraterrestrial attack that is focused on Africa itself, and how do our heroes respond, and what makes the response unique. So I can't wait. I'm so excited for people to check that out. But in the meantime, there's a lot of unique books that you can read right now and enjoy, not just Iyanu Volume 3.
Hey, well, like I said, first off, just the world. And I want to point out some stuff here, just because some people in chat have brought this up as well. Talking about loving like the world building that you put together and like all this stuff. Real quick, now some of these I could probably quickly just answer, because I do have some questions for you before we because I know you have to head out very soon.
No problem.
Real quick, because some people asked, do you put like like I'm assuming real like African gods like in your story, which I think it's a pretty safe assumption here, but yeah, that was a question that they wanted to ask.
Yeah, so what I've done in my universe is there's a lot of stuff that's inspired by West African, to be specific, culture and history. But for me, what I wanted to do is that I wanted ultimate flexibility to sort of like go deeper into my own character. So a lot of things I do is take that inspiration. So you wouldn't see things like, for instance, like there's a group of deity called the Orisha in Yoruba culture, where you have a pantheon of gods that rival what you would see like in Greek mythology or Norse mythology as well. So my thing is that for me to have ultimate flexibility, because I always like to respect those things, because a lot of people still practice these different religions around the world, rather than taking directly from that. To me, it's taking inspiration from the culture and creating my version of things that have like I said, inspiration from real culture, but doing it in a way where I can ultimately express myself without being offensive to the original thing as well. So to me, that's just the way I like to do it. But I know that other people do it different ways. There's no wrong way. I think you do it the way you feel like is best.
Mm-hmm. Well, so another thing that I wanted to bring up, because I see we got this one of our stalwart chatters here. This is our homie Jonathan Moda here with a $20 super chat. Says, what I love about Iyanu, there are breadcrumbs in the book that develop that knowledge. The notes are a guide, but over time you don't need them as you learn what they are almost through osmosis. This was basically what I was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Just like and once again, that's just a credit to good writing. That's a credit to good writing, 100%. When a story is well put together, the story tells itself. You don't really have to do any extra work to understand it. You like I said, like by the time, I think when I first started Iyanu with volume 1, the first issue or I guess first chapter of it, I was using those. I was relying on pretty heavily. By the time I got to like chapter 2 and 3, it was like I was just reading and I was just like boom, 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 boom. Unless they actually like wrote, like there are some moments where like things are written in a different script, and then that's where I had to use it. But anytime like a certain name or word or term was used, it was just like I would read it, be like boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, that's a type of leader. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is a type of so. I was like, okay, I was like, cool. We're off to the race. I didn't even like. I could literally just race through and just read, and the story just kind of like literally. You don't have to even try hard to get what's going on here. The story is just, it comes easy. But one thing I would definitely I think I got there's another one back here I saw that I don't want to miss out on here. We got one here. Let's see. Let's see. This one technically is more. I think this one's actually more of a statement. But basically what someone says, will any actors or voice cast be revealed once the SAG-AFTRA strike ends?
Yeah, I mean, at some point we're going to definitely reveal the voice acting crew. Whether or not it's right after the strike ends, I don't know.
Which hopefully is soon. Hopefully is
soon. Yeah, hopefully soon. And obviously we stand with the actors and the writers as well. Which is one of the reasons why I said I can't talk about the animated series right now. But those announcements will be coming eventually. I don't know exactly when, but of course they would be coming.
Yeah. And then so I know for me, because as a person who is kind of just been deep diving into like a metric ton of comics just in the last for the last 5 years, 5, 6, almost 6 years now. Jesus, I feel like I've been doing this way too long. I can definitely say you have not read a comic quite like what Iyanu is. This comic is going to, like I say, if you are not familiar, if for whatever reason you are not familiar with the comic, I highly advise go get familiar. Go get familiar. It is a fantastic story and it has a lot to say. It has a lot to say. It says it very eloquently. And even, going, like, you go back and start with volume 1, you will find lots of really awesome stuff that'll just, like, honestly, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy because, like, once you get through volume 1, you're going to want to get through volume 2. Once you get through volume 2, you're going to want to get through volume 3. So just go ahead. If you haven't done so already, there's a link literally pinned at the top of the chat. There's a link in the description. Go check it out. Go pick up the other 2 volumes while you're at it. They are, like I said, they're fantastic books. And yeah, I just want to say, dude, thank you for hanging out with me and chatting it up with me about Iyanu and just, yeah. It was awesome. Thank you.
Look, man, it's been my absolute pleasure to not only be here but also hang out with your fan base as well. Like people have asked fantastic questions. I've been skimming through the comments as well. I appreciate all the love and all the different things and conversations that are going on. But yeah, like it's because of people like you that people like me continue to produce what we produce, because you guys support it, you guys love it, you guys want it, you guys request for it. So it's out there now, and I would encourage you that you should not only go out and get it, because like I said, I can definitely say that, like, like you've said, like this is something that you haven't seen before, and it's because people have been wanting things like this for so long and just haven't had a chance to find the creators to put them out. So it's out there now. Go grab it, and tell somebody about it as well, because that's really the only way. We don't have the marketing machine that a Marvel or a DC has.
Right.
For us, word of mouth is super. Like, just if you enjoy it, like, look, if you don't enjoy it, don't recommend it. But
like, honestly, if you didn't enjoy it, why? Look, if you enjoy it, just be quiet. Just go somewhere. Okay? We're not talking. We're not talking.
But if you do enjoy it, please tell someone else. Because that goes a long way for people like us, and continue to support Black comics, not just myself, please. Like, we need the support, especially, people that are just doing fantastic work. Like, let's continue to support them, not just because, oh yeah, let's support, but people are actually putting out quality work. And we're, and this is something that our community has been requesting for a long time. So it's out there now. So, I would encourage people to give it a try. If you haven't read volume 1, at least start with 1, and if you don't like it, forget about 2 and 3. But I guarantee you, if you get 1, you're going to want 2 and 3, and you're going to want to see everything else in the unique universe.
Man, like I said, spoken like a true king. And like I said, links are there. You know what to do with them. Go click them. Go to them.
You know what to do.
Like, look, I shouldn't have to say anything more than that. This is 2023, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. You see a link, you click it. Let's go. But that said, dude, thank you so much for just hanging out with us. And like I said, I cannot wait to, honestly, I can't wait to see everyone that's here now that that's gonna go check out this book. I can't wait to see what they say when they come back next week. I'd be like, Blerd wins volume 4. So yeah, that's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. So yeah, once again, thank you again, and we'll have to have you back.
Yes, please. Actually, I'm inviting myself back. Look, if I'm going to force my way back, even if you don't invite me, I'm going to come.
well, I was about to say, we got contact information now. So like I said, it's going down. It's going down. So like I said,
awesome.
Once you've come to the Blerd Cave, you got a free pass. Just come on in.
Awesome.
But yeah,
awesome.
any and all future projects, anything you want to come on and talk about, just let me know. You are in.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here.
Yeah, thank you. And like I said, everyone, we're gonna take a quick break as I go grab Carter because he is waiting in the wings. and yeah, just y'all sit tight, keep it locked. We'll be right back. I'm muted. Yeah, now I'm back. I am back now. That's official now. We're back. All right, so we got a lot to get into. I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring Carter here if he is ready. I'm gonna bring him in. And actually, hey, Carter, if you're here, we're not gonna do Zoom today because I would have to set it up. It would just be more effort than I would want to get into. So Carter, just jump in Discord and we'll do it that way. If you look at him, he's already there. Look at that. What's up, pimp?
Hey.
All right, let me do something real quick. I gotta fix this so we can bring you in here. And yeah, let's get these cams popping off here. Yeah. Oh my god, I swear I've done this before. There you go. All right, you should have the virtual cam. Yep, there it is. There's that for you. I'm gonna make myself scarce on here, and then bam, I think we can do the thing.
Hey.
Look at that. Oh wait, nope, not that one. That was the wrong thing to click on. But yeah, man, dude, Roye Okupe was out here just chilling with us, talking with us about all of the stuff, all of the things. Carter, what's going on with you, pimp?
Man, I'm good. I enjoyed what I saw from that little interview. I really gotta go read volume 3 now.
That's right, yeah, because you checked out volume 1 and 2 already.
Yeah. I did that.
I said, man, it's good stuff. Yeah. It's good stuff.
But I will say, like, I said it out loud, but then you said it for me. When he came out and was like, once you read volume 3, you really gonna be looking for volume 4. I'm like, well, fuck, now we really gonna do this. Okay.
It's like, oh, you gonna do this? Is what we doing. Huh?
This is what we doing. Okay.
It's like, man, this man literally gonna have us out here, like running to Amazon, like refreshing the page.
Goodness.
But yeah, I'd love to see it, man. I love to see it. I love seeing us out here creating. This dude's got like literally like his own version of like a damn cinematic universe in comic book form just out here.
I'm very, very superficial. So like, depending on how something looks, I'll give it a look, actually. So like, it's just like fighting games, you know. If a character look cold, I'm probably gonna try to play with them first. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to music, if those initial couple seconds of the beat are not fire, I'm skipping the whole song.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Oh no, I got to hear something lit in the first. You got to catch me the first like 4 or 5 bars. Like I got to hear something.
So when I saw EXO. When I saw XO, I'm like, okay, yep, that dude looked fresh. I'm reading it. I don't
Dude, look, I ain't gonna lie. When he brought up Malika,
Yeah.
and I pulled the cover up, I was like, all right.
So it was XO, and then when I saw the Aloris, I said, each and every one of them motherfuckers look off the chain. I'm reading this. Yep.
Well, that's a whole problem. That's a whole comic book full of problems. But no, I dug it. I really dug it. We're gonna well, we got a lot to talk about. And so normally we would bullshit, but I guess technically this is it. So yeah. Oh my god, we have so much. There's a lot here. I'm actually going back through and pulling up oh my god, there's so much. It is so much. Oh my god, why? Marvel, why? Why do you do this to me?
Man, you know what? Once you bring up a certain book, I'm going to ask if it was actually Marvel or like the writer behind it. I'm actually going to ask.
Okay.
It's not even that deep. It's just fuck it. We'll just bring it up.
Yeah.
What's the long ass titles.
Okay, yeah, okay. So let's just go ahead and dive right on the fucking
Blerd Without Fear of the Blerd Cave of number 222. Like calm down. Calm down.
It's like, bruh, really?
Like,
really?
Let's bring it back.
Like really?
Blerd Cave 222.
So it's like so we do it. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about the fall of the House of X and the rise of the powers of 10.
There'll be people that are gonna mess that up, and it's gonna be fall of the House of 10 and the rise of the powers of the X10, bro.
Okay, no, let me take no. I'm gonna put you on game here. So when I was initially setting up the show and I was trying to write out what we were gonna be talking about, do you know I actually mixed these things up?
See?
Because I was like, oh yeah, the rise of the House of X. And I was like, oh, that's not actually what it's called. It's called the fall of the House of X, the rise of the powers of 10. I was like, yeah, the fall of the powers of 10. Look, you could have just called, look, you really want to, like, okay, look, Marvel, y'all need me. Because I've been marketing this shit for you for I don't know how long. What have I been saying this entire time? Anytime everybody asks me, what is going to be the name of the next, chapter of X-Men stuff? Yeah. I've been saying it over and over again. The rise of X. That is all you had to put. You didn't have to put all this, the fall of the house of the X and the land of the house and the fog. You had to put all this rise of the powers of the 10 and the boogie to the beat. You had to put none of that. All you had to do just put rise with a little of and a big ass X. That's all you needed.
But you know what it reminded me of? Because a lot of you all may have forgotten about this. You remember them long ass Planet of the Apes names before they just brought it down?
The dawn of the rise of the
like the dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then they just say, you know what? Dawn of the Apes, rise of the Apes. Just
rise of the Apes. Done with it.
Bring it down. Just condense that. Squeeze that together, dog.
I'm tired.
When you hand me a tall ass burger with the lettuce and tomatoes and everything is stacked on top of each other, all I'm gonna do when I grip that motherfucker is squeeze them all together so I can bite it. Like,
right? Like, look, just come on now.
Like,
it's a title that does too much. It's doing too much. Now, I will say this: I appreciate what they're doing as far as like the as far as how they're trying to present it, because the story should end the way it began.
Mm-hmm.
It started with a double crossover, House of X, Powers of 10. It should end with one. Now, they don't have to take my idea to just do Rise of X for everything. But if they really want to do it, they could have literally just called it the Fall of X and the
Rise of 10 or something.
Yeah, the Rise of 10 or something like that. Honestly, I think Rise of 10 actually sounds kind of cold now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, look, I personally feel like this was a missed opportunity. Elias wants to say Isekai X-Men title. I got reincarnated as a mutant on the island of Krakoa. Like, bro, like, what's with these titles? What's with these titles? I don't understand.
Goodness.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to each other? Like, why are we like Marvel? Why? I don't like it. I don't like it. I like the creative team. Like, we'll go back real quick. The creative team: Jerry Duggan, Lucas Wernick, presumably on the fall of the House of X, Kieran Gillen and RB Silva on the rise of the Powers of 10.
Goodness.
Now, I will say this. So I've been saying this for a while. Jerry Duggan and Kieran Gillen kind of seem like the dudes.
Yeah.
They're the dudes. Like right now, like everything that Jonathan Hickman started, Jerry Duggan and Kieran Gillen have basically just been like, yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
And we're not even really done. We're not like, because I mean, yeah, there's a lot to be said about this. This is largely if for whatever reason you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, the Hellfire Gala 2023 event, X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023 #1, Orcus finally pulled the thread on that sweater all the way, and that motherfucker just unraveled.
Oh man,
all over the goddamn floor, like literally the X-Men was walking around butt ass naked. Because they ain't got no clothes on because the Orcas just snatched them. But no, all of that is finally culminated, and right now the X-Men are on the struggle bus right now. As Deadpool says, you guys lose so much, I haven't had time to change my underwear since the last time y'all took a L.
Hey,
dude, Deadpool.
Hey, if you're gonna bring that up, that's what I said. Decimation happened, and I don't even know what that was, but with a name like that, I know y'all caught it.
Yeah, right. It's like, I know y'all got your ass toe up.
Why they writing Deadpool to be so low down like that?
Well, it's just funny to me because it's literally just everything you see people say on X spoilers. Like literally, Deadpool now is written by X spoilers, and I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah.
But no.
Hey, but let me ask you this though, before you continue on, because I know you're saying that it should end the way that it started. I don't know if you want that, because that's gonna mean that they're gonna have to go back to year. What was that Mega Man ass number they had? Year 2 XXX.
Oh yeah,
with the futuristic shit, and you didn't like that shit.
I did. Well, okay. So it was the phalanx part I didn't like because it was just way too. You know how Jonathan Hickman is, like when he just Hickmaning all over the place. He just he just writing all kind of crazy shit. Like okay, the powers of 10, when they started doing all the phalanx stuff, the singularity, the dominion, all that shit, none of that made a lick of sense to me. It wasn't until like Kieran Gillen came along and I was like, okay, now this shit's starting to make some goddamn sense. I was like, I feel like Jonathan Hickman is a guy, like when he wants to get like super duper space nerdy, let someone else translate. He does not need to be writing it. Someone else needs to translate it. Like get a Al Ewing or a Kieran Gillen or Jerry Duggan to come in, as they just did, and write this shit out for you, because you clearly need a translator. Like you know, like you watch those old 90s movies, and like someone would be like giving some kind of technical dialogue, and then there'd always be that one character like, in English, please. Like I'm that guy when it comes to Jonathan Hickman sometimes. Like, man, look.
I don't even want it in English, because even the English seemed like it was confusing the fuck out of me. Just put it in Ebonics, Hickman. Jesus Christ.
That too. By the way, I do want to say real quick before we get too deep off into anything, because I don't want to miss out on any of the goodness here. But do want to say real quick, shout out to the homie Beta Boy for hooking us up with the Blerd Club Diamond in the Diamond Mine, inducting themselves into the Diamond Mine. And we also got Malik Young here with the $10. Says, speaking of All Matters X, did y'all see what Orcus did to Cyclops? Power dampening collar, nanotech injections, ruby quartz gel like an AVX. No, they sewn his eyes shut. Damn, Orcus.
So, if I'm remembering correctly,
yep.
Fuck, how was it? It was prior to this.
Yeah.
It was actually a Legion story. It was Age of X.
Yes, Age of Oh, wait. Are you talking about oh, okay, not Age of X-Man, but you're talking about like the
Age of X.
Like some 10 some odd years ago, back when he was the Basilisk.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
And His eyes weren't sewn shut, but there was literally a mask that was just completely. He was basically there. He was blind, and he was latched onto this cell. He was basically the executioner, whether he wanted to be or not. To where he had this mask on, where he could not see anything, and the mask was only lifted when somebody needed to get killed. When that optic blast just lit them just up.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah, Scott Summers is see. I think you know what I'm gonna say this. I think Scott Summers is actually faring a lot better than Alex. Because Alex is just fucking pathetic. He pathetic with a raspy voice now. That's how I took them text bubbles. Was he got a raspy voice now, like the Cancer Man off the X Files? Like, that's what he's talking like now.
No, you know he got the. He need the voice. You remember back in the was it Attitude Era WWE? Back when Kane couldn't talk.
Oh God!
Remember back when Kane would get the little voice again and be like, "My name is Kane. Let's party." Like, bruh, stop. No shade to anyone who actually has to do that, but just that's how I read Havoc's lines. And yeah, once again, I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. Okay, just leave me alone. But that said, getting back into it, yeah, I see. So it was Triple.31 said Mike Carey getting his flowers. Yeah, dude, they've been okay. So I want to be for real here. They've actually been referencing a lot of Mike Carey X-Men as of late, like between Sins of Sinister, everything that happened, like with when Charles turned into a Sinister. Like that was straight up Mike Carey. That was straight up Mike Carey X-Men. I was like, bruh, let's go. Let's fucking go. And then we got, Jace Davis said with the $5, we must forget Doug and Manifold technically safe. Also, we seen Death, Apocalypse's son, fighting for Storm in Sins of Sinister. You think it'll happen again? I don't know. I feel like right now, because I think in the most recent issue of X-Men Red, Death just pulled back up on Storm and her brotherhood. I can't wait to read that next issue because, man, Storm got that ass in Ten of Swords. You can say what you will about that story arc.
Yeah.
Because it was not the greatest. But that part was between Storm and Death, that shit was fire.
Refresh my memory.
Ten
of Swords. Was that all Hickman?
No. Okay, so here was the deal. That was a joint collaboration between Jonathan Hickman and Teenie Howard.
You all on Spotify, y'all can't see me smiling, but all y'all people that constantly coming to me about how Hickman is this and Hickman is that, and he's great, and fantastic. Yeah, it's gonna come a point when y'all got to stop pulling Fantastic Four at your ass. Okay, bring up this Ten of Swords.
Look, we can't
bring this. Let me use a Caucasian phrase real quick. You can't
coast east to west.
Yeah, somewhere. Okay, east to west over there.
Look, let me tell you something. It's actually something I haven't put the video out yet because I'm still editing it, but I'm doing a video for Wonder Woman #1. I don't know if you've read it yet, Carter.
I think I'm right after, and that was actually gonna be my recommended this week, but I didn't even finish. Ain't that some shit?
Hey, was that good?
Right after the interview with the news.
Got you. I know.
After the bar ass whooping, after that.
Got you. Okay. Honestly, there's not much else after that, but yeah, you're pretty much at the end. But no, I have a video coming out for Wonder Woman #1. This is actually gonna it's reaffirming this, like everything Carter just says, the same thing I actually say in that video. Is I bring up the fact that there's a lot of people who's gonna hate on this book outright because it's Tom King and Batman is still fresh in their head. And I always like to tell people, hey, like, because people try, like, whenever a writer writes a bad story, everyone just suddenly says, oh, fuck all that other shit they've ever written that was like amazing. No, that dude's terrible now. And I was like, well, you can't forget he did Vision. He also did Miracle Man, or not Miracle Man,
I
Mr.
just
Miracle.
recently bought. That was I was just telling somebody else was my comic of that year.
Yeah, and that's actually so what Carter's holding up. What Carter is holding up right this second. What Carter is holding up right this second. I literally say in the video, and this is a spoiler for the video, but I literally say, even if you want to say, oh, well, Vision and Mr. Miracle, well, that's old. What has he done for me lately? I literally say Human Target. So there you go. Human Target, straight up. So I mean, there you go. Like I said, it is what it is. But no, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, because I'll throw you another one. Decorum.
Okay.
Decorum was another one I was just like, ooh, man, Hickman, you good?
Yeah.
And honestly, Ultimate Invasion has not been great. I'm scared.
Yeah. But no, every Fantastic Four I hear, I'm gonna bring up Ultimate Invasion. I'm gonna bring up Ten of Swords. Get that shit up.
Leader said before that, I said, put me in, Coach Ernie and Carter. I'll reset the MCU and put me in it. Lord,
they tried that with you once before, and it was still moral shenanigans in Age of X. Stop it. Stop it.
Look.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Look, you know what? The more that this era of X-Men goes on, the more I'm just reminded that, yeah, once again, it all goes back to X-Men Legacy. It all goes back to Mike Carey X-Men. Because literally, Moira being the bad guy was what they did. I don't know how long ago. But it's so easy to forget because, like, it was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I will definitely say Ten of Swords has gotten better in retrospect because of what is happening now. Like Al Ewing and Kieran Gillen, more Al Ewing than anyone else, really. They've been going back and recontextualizing a lot of things that happened in Ten of Swords. Al Ewing wasn't even there for it. He came in and was like, yeah, I can make this work. He's like, I can do something with this. Like,
could you imagine?
Al Ewing, the comic flipper.
Here do you know she said something earlier in the chat when it came to Hickman's writing. Basically, he said, can I get some subtitles for what I'm reading?
Right? Like, okay, all right. So Carter, when I had Roye Okupe on just a little bit ago, we were talking about how like he had he has tooltips in some of the panels, like for or little editor's notes in the panels to tell you what a certain word means in case you don't know what it means. Yeah. And I feel like the data pages are cool. Like, honestly, I feel like even though I am a huge critic of the data pages because I feel like they often rely on them too much to tell a story instead of showing a story. Because I can't tell you how many times I've read a data page, but like, I would have loved to have seen this in actual comic book form. But without those data pages, good God, House of X Powers of 10 would have been unfucking bearable.
Okay, real quick, because you just brought something up that's actually stopping me from buying a book. So real quick, shout out to everybody that answered the poll from a couple weeks back with me. I actually did go and pick up the winner, Savage Avengers.
Ooh.
But the reason I'm bringing that up, oh man, there was gonna be a new poll I was gonna put up. When you and I, because this happened off stream or anything like that. When you and I were talking about those modern epic collections that Marvel does, and we were talking about how fucking old we are now.
Oh yeah.
So I saw the 2 Loki ones that I wanted. I did not realize both of those collections were out. It's all of Kieran Gillen's Journey into Mystery, who I did not realize Stephanie Hans did the art. It was the dye team. I did not know that.
It was. I think that was actually what prompted them to work together on dye. I would imagine.
Got you. Okay.
I would imagine.
But the reason I'm referencing that is because I started looking up reviews of everything that was going to be in them and what have you. And the one thing that people are pissed about with these epic collections, including this one, because this one, the Loki joints apparently are just really egregious. There are no data pages. So a lot of what happened with the Journey into Mystery stuff was a lot of shit that involved fear itself. Don't tell you nothing about it. It's literally just issues until you get to one in the next trade. And the only reason it even lets you know it was fear itself is because it was a tie-in. Other than that, it's literally like when you and I were talking about binding books. It was literally just issues sold together. Here, don't know what the fuck is going on. Didn't even have the common courtesy to put a data page in the fucking thing. It's just books.
Oh no, Irv Sweet said they need to go back and do comics for the data pages from like the St. Darwin Wolverine Vault days. That's another one. That's actually, honestly, that I feel was the biggest offender.
Yeah.
I feel like that particular story arc was the biggest offender because I would have rather seen, and this, once again, I used to defend Hickman's X-Men because I genuinely enjoyed it because it was different than the normal X-Men stuff we got. But when it came to an end, I was like, man, like now you've told some stories that I kind of wish you would have just told a more coherent story. That's why, like, honestly, and I kind of feel like, I'm not saying that Jerry Duggan's X-Men isn't as good without it, but I feel like that's part of the reason why I enjoy Jerry Duggan's X-Men more than Hickman's X-Men, because I feel like Jerry is better at showing instead of telling. Like, he's quicker to show me the story as opposed to just say, oh, hey, by the way, there's this thing over here going on. Anyway, don't worry about it. Like, I feel like that's important. And I will say, I've just clowned Hickman a lot. It's not to say that he's, and once again, just like I was just saying, you know, people clown Tom King for being a terrible writer because he wrote one or two things they didn't like. Meanwhile, this motherfucker has a whole body of work that is just full of nothing but hits. Same thing goes for Brian Michael Bendis. People like to clown Brian Michael Bendis for, you know, his Superman and say, oh, Superman's terrible and this, that, and third. But meanwhile, they love tons of books by Brian Michael Bendis they pretend don't exist. It's the same thing that goes for Hickman. I still love East of West. I still love Black Monday Murders. I still love his Fantastic Fours, New Avengers, you know, whatnot and what have you. I'm absolutely terrified for his Ultimate Spider-Man, though. Not gonna lie. But yeah, he has more hits than misses.
You liked his New Avengers?
Yeah, I liked his New Avengers and Avengers. Secret Wars, all of it.
What? Ain't gonna let you do. I was not allowed. New Avengers. That's what we keeping it on. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. New Avengers.
How much of New Avengers of Hickman's did you like?
I would actually dare say honestly the majority of it.
Fuck out of here. You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, I do.
You are a liar.
Wow,
that initial portion with the Illuminati.
Yeah.
I will give you that initial with the Illuminati stuff with him and them. Won't they destroy the other worlds? And then they fight the Justice League.
The not Justice
League. But it got to a point now where you couldn't read New Avengers without reading Avengers.
Okay, I'll give
because
you that.
Now we ain't doing just Illuminati no more. And as expensive as those books were,
oh yeah, I'll give you that.
You wasn't buying both. You get your ass back.
Okay, I will concede that is terrible. That was a terrible thing. But I will definitely say, maybe I might be biased here, but one of my favorite parts of New Avengers was the drama between Black Panther and Namor.
Yes, I'll give you that. Absolutely.
Because I felt like that was like that to me. That was the selling point of the whole thing. Now, okay, yeah, when you get into like, the idea that you had to read Avengers, Avengers proper, in order to make heads or tails out of anything that was going on the other side. Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. That was egregious. I thought that was really, really silly, personally. I thought that was very silly, personally.
You know what I learned about comic nerds?
What's that?
Because you say you enjoyed Avengers, his Avengers proper. The one thing I read, my only memory from Avengers proper was Thor and Hyperion and how great that shit was. And then they had kids and how great that was. But they were just still bros. They were still boys. Everybody, I think for the most part, enjoyed that shit when it was going on because it was, you just got a drunk BFF. You got your dog with you.
Right.
And then you fast forward to now, people despise that shit because they got an agenda now. I hate comic nerds. I hate comic Twitter so much. Oh my God. I had to rant for a second. I do apologize. Please continue.
Comics Twitter makes me sad. It really does.
Oh my God.
I will also say, I really like what he did with Shang-Chi in Avengers. Like, he actually gave Shang-Chi something to do, so I appreciated that.
Damn, that's bad. I don't remember Shang-Chi being in it.
He wasn't in it like a lot, but like there was 1 or 2 specific issues with Shang-Chi that were pretty good. I
was hyped to see a sister as Captain Universe and can't remember one thing that woman did, except for working a restaurant when Steve Rogers sprung on Tony.
I mean, honestly, that's about all you probably need to remember, if I'm being honest.
That's so funny.
But no, but getting back to it, we don't know a whole. Like I said, we don't. I think the reason why we were kind of just all over the place here is because there's really not a lot to say about what's going on here because we don't really know what's going on outside the creative team. We're not going to know anything more until New York Comic Con, and apparently, whatever this is going to start in January. So there's that. We also can't forget that the resurrection. There's also the resurrection of Max Eisenhart, aka Eric Langscher, aka Magnus, aka Magneto. We got the resurrection of Magneto coming up as well. That one is actually going to be handled as it should be by Al Ewing and Luciano Vecchio. That one's gonna be interesting. And you know what's funny? I know a lot of people got upset about this because I saw on I don't know what your interaction was with this bit of information, Carter. But I saw so many people that were not pleased for one reason or another. There were people who were mad because is being made into some kind of an event comic, which I don't think it's so much an event comic. I think it's just going to be like a little mini series.
It'll be a mini series like a motherfucker. Stop it, people.
And there were other people who were mad because they said, "Oh, it's too soon." But here's the thing.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't know. Maybe okay. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Maybe this is because I am terminally dialed in. I am terminally dialed in on X-Men. So, like, I have a very granular understanding of how long it's been since one thing has happened versus another thing. So, I want to point out something for the people that think, that he's coming back too soon. I want to put something in perspective for y'all. So, he died. Properly died last year in 2022. Literally right before, kind of as 2022 was closing out, 2023 was ringing out. I think X-Men, that issue of X-Men Red #7 was the last issue of 2022.
Okay.
So this is not going to start until the beginning of 2024. So it's been a year. And for those who say, "Oh, it's too soon," dude, Superman wasn't even dead that long. When, like, Carter, do you remember that? You remember that when the Death of Superman came out, right?
Yes, I do.
So remember they did those, the reign of the Superman. Which Superman is the real Superman? Oh my God, when is Superman going to come back? Do you know that all took place in the span of like 6 months? The only like major comic book character that stayed dead that long was Barry Allen, and even he came back every now and again. Like Barry was gone for damn near like 4 or 5 presidencies. A lot of people don't even realize a lot of the times they were reading Flash, it was Wally West, not Barry.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, shoot.
Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Have they done anything with that?
I mean, he's been on Scarlet Witch
Mm-hmm.
with that Steve Orlando's writing, if I'm not mistaken. But I will admit, I have not been keeping up with Scarlet Witch these past, like, I think couple of issues. Not because I haven't enjoyed it, but just because, there's so much to read. I've been reading.
Yeah.
Like, I've been reading a lot of people, I know some people probably wonder, like, where's my Dark X-Men video? Trust me, it's on the way. It's just a lot of comics, because, like, okay, so full disclosure, y'all already got videos for me for Uncanny Spider-Man, I believe, Uncanny Avengers got put out. Did I? What else did I can't remember the other one that I put out. I'm blanking right now, and this lets you know that I do too much shit. Alpha Flight. I put out a video for Alpha Flight number 2. There is also a video incoming, and I might release it after the show is over. I might wait till tomorrow. I'll probably put it after the show's over. But I did one for Green Lantern War Journal number 1. Dude, book is great, fantastic.
Fire.
The Wonder Woman number 1 we were just talking about. There's a video I'm literally in the process of editing. Not right now exactly, but it's in that process right now. I just got to add images to it. And then I've got Dark X-Men. I'm debating whether or not I want to do one for the Predator versus Wolverine issue that came out. I may wait. There's a Wolverine issue that came out. I haven't done a video for that yet. Which I don't know. I might wait on that one just a little bit, just because I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. But there were a lot of fun comics that came out, and those are just the ones I'm doing videos for. I'm not even talking about the comics I read for my own personal enjoyment.
Can I change? Well, you know what? When we get to recommend, I'm changing my recommended. You just reminded me of something with War Journal.
Oh, okay. I was like, War Journal was tight. War Journal was tight. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Dude, Jon Stewart is back. Jon Stewart is back. Look, he's back.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it to this. Let's go. Let's move on. We got things to do.
Oh my god. Oh,
just know, y'all. Like, you get mad at him for not bringing up DC shit. Y'all want me to start doing DC content so he don't have to. Like, we can both safely say that Green Lantern, Jon Stewart.
Well, no. Here's the thing. No, let's be fair. I do DC content. They just don't watch it.
He said he tries not to be the X-Men motherfucker, but you all won't allow it, y'all.
No. Well, no, because I tried to do Night Terrors. Nobody. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to blame y'all. I'm not going to blame y'all for that.
That's not a good way to start your argument, big dog.
Well, no. Let me rephrase that. I did Superman. Superman is lit. I was doing Batman. Batman was lit. Nobody cared. And honestly, I did Birds of Prey just recently. Nobody cared. I do DC stuff. Y'all just don't watch me for that. And so y'all got to change. Look, I'm just saying. You
didn't even do a Superboy video, and that little 6 issues was fire. Last issue just came out this week.
Nobody would have watched it. I'm fuck with y'all. I was doing the John Kent stuff. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. And that I actually liked the John Kent book. That John Kent book was actually pretty damn good. But yeah. And I'm not even the hugest fan of Injustice, and I enjoyed it. So
oh God, okay.
Well, what happened?
I thought the incoming that Gillismo did was like incoming because Ernie and Carter about to clown y'all, but it was because he just gifted 20 membership.
Yeah, he did. He just gifted 20. He just hit us with 20. He just
All right, just real.
But yeah,
If anybody is going to bring Magneto back,
yeah,
I think we're in good hands with it being Al Ewing.
yeah. No, well, I mean, he was the guy that killed him. He was the guy that killed him.
That's what I'm saying. If anybody gonna bring him back, it's gonna be the one that had him go out in the most G way as possible.
Yeah, dude,
let him bring
heart.
it back.
Dude, look at that big ass hole in his chest. It was still fighting. Come on now, get real. Get real. Like I'm just saying, I'm fine with it. Like look. Stop. Let me tell y'all something. Any motherfucker who can get his, literally, this man got Mortal Kombat fatality'd and was still fighting.
That's the biggest. You think this a game moment?
Right? Well, I don't know what, like, for whatever reason, Cersei's been like just quoting old Vine stock footage, mostly because a lot of YouTubers, I've done it myself, use stock Vine sounds. But like, the whole like, are you serious right now, bro? Like that's been her thing lately. That's basically what this image is. Like, man, you serious right now, bro? Like, he's getting ready to whoop some ass. Like, dude, I'm hyped for it. I'm ready for it. It's been time. It's been a year, or will be a year by the time it happens. So yeah, it's fine. And I know a lot of people are upset that it got announced and they would have rather been a surprise. But here's the thing: something like this, they clearly have a story they want to tell, and it's not something you could just like put out without any fanfare. Like, that's not how comics work, and honestly, that's not how comics get sold. Because I can tell you right now, the comics that actually get announced this way, those are the ones that get bought. Mm-hmm. Like when they did Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant, there's a reason why they did all what they did. Because, like I said earlier, say what you will about Amazing Spider-Man, people buy it. Not only do they buy it, and even though they were mad that Kamala Khan got iced, it made people buy it even more. And when they made the announcement, they were bringing her back. Like, she wasn't even cold in the ground. They had just put the poor girl in the ground. And they were like, oh yeah, by the way, new comic coming out, Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant, #1. And people bought it. It actually did really well. Got a second printing. So there's a reason why people do that shit. It just is what it is. Legion with $4.99 says, has Lucifer ever showed up in DC Comics? And they need to put him in the DCU film or show/animated show. Lucifer has been in DC Comics, to my recollection, in some capacity or another, I believe.
It may have been the old Vertigo.
Yeah,
like Vertigo kind of era.
I think. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Let's I may know something.
Okay. While you looking at that, Mailman,
I may know a thing.
You're welcome. Mailman is in the chat saying, by the way, Carter, I read Seconds. I was hooked. I told you. He told you. Mm-hmm. Seconds is good, man. I got that motherfucker literally right in front of me.
It is
Seconds
very good.
Good.
Yeah, it was all Vertigo. It was all Vertigo. All Vertigo. Which I mean, a DC Black label. Which I mean, to be fair, Vertigo Universe, DC. I mean, they're not like they're that far the fuck apart. They crossed over. That was actually back when they were crossing over quite regularly. So I mean, yeah, I would count it. So there was that. The whole thing with Magneto. I don't really have a whole heap of a lot to put out there with this one. All I can say, January is when it's gonna happen. Yeah. We're not gonna learn anything more about it until New York Comic Con. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. That said, this is the one that I know. I think it's safe to assume both Carter and I are gonna be very interested in seeing how this plays out.
I want to make a joke about I want to make a joke about failing upwards.
Bruh. 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 Chip Zdarsky is wild out here. This man's writing Batman, writing Avengers. He wrote Justice League. What was it? A couple of years
Last
ago?
Ride. That was last year, I want to say.
Yeah. Which I think, and I think it's safe to say you could probably expect something in the same vein with this story arc, because it's supposed to be about the final days of the Avengers. Yeah. Story called Avengers Twilight. Gonna have Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuna on it, which is gonna be just ridiculous.
Gonna look fantastic.
This book is gonna be crazy good. It's gonna be.
So here's my question to you.
Yeah.
When I saw the name, I immediately, for whatever reason, you remember when they were releasing those like OGN books like Spider-Man Family Business and what was it, Avengers like Endless Winter or something like that? Mm-hmm. Something to that effect. Is this that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, okay. So for me,
Endless Wartime. Thank you.
So I feel like this. I feel like, well, okay. So let's put full disclosure out here.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like, once again, as we mentioned, was it Justice League: The Last Ride?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this, while it will be an intense story that probably does like share some continuity with everything that's going on like in mainstream universe, I get the sneaky suspicion that it's not going to be as mainstream as some people might think. So,
gotcha.
I feel like with everything going right now, because people forget Jed MacKay's Avengers is still running. Like, he's barely a few issues into his run.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the Avengers aren't being killed off or anything. But and then while they're talking about final days, I feel like Avengers Twilight, if it is considered part of the main storyline, I would find it really weird that Jed MacKay wasn't writing it, considering that, you know, that's kind of his thing right now. So I'm going to limit and say this is going to be something that's going to be in you know, this will be like Avengers Dead Earth. Like, I kind of feel like it's going to be kind of in that vein, like a story that takes place at the end of a timeline, but maybe isn't quite in continuity. Is where I feel like that's kind of what this is going to be. It'll be good because, you know, Chip is good. Chip Zdarsky rarely misses.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I have thoughts. I have thoughts that I can't even quite put together. I know a lot of people have been comparing this to maybe it'll be like Avengers Disassembled. But I feel like it'll be that way in tone, but not like in continuity, if that makes any sense. But I don't know, man. What you thinking, man? What you thinking?
Dog, I don't know, man. And it's one big reason is just because the Jed MacKay Avengers stuff. Like, goddamn, like his shit ain't even got the car is still getting detailed, and we are ready.
Right?
We are really trying to get you to get a new whip. Like what is this? So,
man, yo, engine blown. Yo, you need new transmission. But I just bought the car.
You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing I was wondering. When I saw this announcement, I couldn't even I'm like, oh wow, Daniel Acuna, Chip Zdarsky. That I don't feel like Daniel Acuna art. I don't think he would be on like a super long book. So that's when my head just started running cogs of like, okay, what is this? Is this an OGN? Is this I think limited like quick pump? Wow, and then it's coming and gone, and Jed MacKay is still the Avengers guy right now. So, or is this hell? Could this be him applying for a job? I mean, just because we have Jed MacKay on Avengers, don't mean Chip couldn't do a new Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know, man. That's just I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I legit do not know. I will definitely say though, I love Daniel Cunha.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I was first introduced to his art, funny enough, and I know he's probably been doing it for several years. I wasn't introduced to his art until Uncanny Avengers. That second volume that Rick Remender did with the Apocalypse Twins. Or the Dark Angel kids.
Yeah,
Those are the motherfuckers.
I'm about to say this was it for me right here. Like I was like, this dude's fire. This dude's fire. He's fantastic. He does not miss. He does not miss on art. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he's doing Avengers Incorporated right now. As well, because I think that just recently came out. So yeah,
I just started it. I can't remember.
But yeah, I will say if it's to be said, yeah, that guy he's where it's at. He is where it's at. This is gonna be a fire ass book regardless. I have all the hope in the world. But yeah. This will be awesome. Also, dude, you know what else? I forgot because he did the Black Panther run, the back half of the Ta-Nehisi
Yes, he did. The Ta-Nehisi Coates. Yes, he did.
Intergalactic
Yes,
Empire.
he did.
Intergalactic Empire. So yeah, the guy don't miss. He does not miss. So I'm here for it. I'm also. Have you ever looked at his like raw pencils? You ever looked at Daniel Cunha's raw pencils?
I didn't know he had raw pencils because I remember the first time I was reading the Uncanny Avengers, I became a fan of him just because I kind of put him in the same boat as Alex Ross, as these are two motherfuckers that are just actually painting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. 100%. Okay. So check this out. This is. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah. Here we go. Bam. I'm gonna zoom this in so y'all can see it.
Wow.
I love looking at raw pencils just because it tells you a lot about a person's art. Like once a picture gets colored, it's not saying that it takes away anything, but I just like to see what their art. I like to see what people's art looks like.
Yeah.
Without like anything else being added to it. This is like now it's not just the pencils. This is also like his ink too. But like, yeah, just I love seeing that. I love seeing stuff like this. This stuff is as the more and more I've been getting back into like drawing and stuff, like the more I've been like, oh yeah, dude. Actually, no, here's one. Here's one you want to see. Here. This is the real one. Now, this is just pencils. This is just pencils right here. Let me zoom the bad boy in a little bit.
Is that Man Without Fear Black Panther?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
God damn, my eyes good. Oh, Lord, my eyes fire.
Look at that. That's raw pencils right there.
Yeah.
Raw ass fucking pencils. Bruh. I love to see it. I fucking love to see it. But yeah, that said, yeah. Oh, and I guess if anyone wanted to see the image that I put up earlier, with the X-Men, I'll actually put it back up because I actually can show you. I can show you both, like what the finished product, just to show you just how wildly different two things can be. Like you go here, like here's that one, but then like boom.
Oh, okay.
like I said, I'm an art nerd, so it's like oh, let me zoom just a little bit, but yeah, right there, like boom, and then boom, like oh man, I love seeing stuff like that. I love seeing stuff like that. But that said, let's get into we got some super chats here that I want to take a look at here. We got one from Sin, straight out of South Africa. Says, just wanted to know your thoughts on Doom Patrol. So yeah, it was recently announced, I think was it yesterday, that Doom Patrol, I guess, is back on the menu. Supposedly.
They're finally gonna release the second half of season 4.
Yeah. Oh my god. Which I think what is it? This was a couple of days ago. They announced it a couple of days ago. And it says here we can expect it on October the 12th. So yeah. I love how it's being referred to as season 4B.
Yeah. I'm really hoping nobody looks up when season 4A came out, because they gonna get real mad.
Oh no, 100%.
But it's actually funny because I had just recently read the Gerard Way Doom Patrol stuff with Milk Wars and everything like that. So just to be reading that again and see that trailer pop up when I was at work the other day, I was like, okay, finally. Now I just got to remember what the hell happened in 4A. So,
well, I mean, so like, I mean,
there you go.
That's
oh shit!
Look, I'm gonna look up somebody's recap video, for it, because I can't be bothered. I'm sorry, I can't be bothered.
You're gonna watch it for completionist's sake.
That's yeah, no, 100%. I always hate it when I hate seeing a good show go down bad.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hey, we got us a 99-cent super chat from Mr. Iconic, their first ever super chat. They didn't even say anything, which is, that's cool too. Hey, we celebrate first around here. Oh, let's see here. Bill said, Bleeding Cool Man should get a copy of an interview from showrunner on the final episode. It's worth a read. I have to check that out. Did Titans end? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Dude, wow, shit. Dude, that ought to tell you how bad I forgot about Titans when it, like, okay, this is why I think shows that stream just shoot the whole fucking thing and put it out. Don't do that shit where you're like, hey, we're going to shoot the first half of it, then put it out, and then we're going to take like 6 months off and then shoot the rest show and put out. No, just shoot the whole goddamn thing. And then
I think a lot of them do that shit, but they want, depending on how big a show is, they shoot everything and they split it on purpose. Because that's what happened with like Breaking Bad and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
it's like, but when you're a good show, you can do that.
Oh, hey, he ain't right though. That was a hard year to wait for Hank to get off the toilet in Breaking Bad.
Bruh. Hank was on the toilet for how long?
Motherfuckers just sat there and watched that shit on Netflix. Y'all just don't know the pain. Y'all don't know the pain of having Hank sit on that toilet, and we got to wait a smooth year.
Yeah, dude, no, you ain't lying.
Finally reach for the toilet paper.
No, you ain't lying. Because I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, now that I know, because I was still in Memphis at that point.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Last episode of the first half of the season came out September 12th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 9 did not come out till August 11th of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So it was legit. Yeah, it was a whole ass year, damn near.
Yeah, it was a whole year.
Hank taking a shit. Hate it here. Hate it here.
You know what was worse? Well, so for you people that don't know.
Yeah.
This was a really big moment for the show. The motherfucker finds out this big moment sitting on the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bringing up Hank sitting on the toilet. It was the fact that Hank was sitting on the toilet, and with that huge cliffhanger, hold that. We couldn't just go to the next episode like you bastards on Netflix got to do. Nope, I had to sit there and hold that for a whole year. There was nothing on cable around that time. Everything else sucked.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That was a weird year for television too. Which is, because I think at the same time Walking Dead was on, but Walking Dead was already kind of in garbage territory, I think, by that point.
Oh, for you, yep.
Yeah, I think Walking Dead had already kind of fell the fuck off a cliff by that point. Game of Thrones, I think, was still going strong, but it was getting ready to go off a fucking cliff. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Woo. Whew. Let's see. We got another here, man. Gabriel Knight coming in with the 1999 super chat. Says, just showing support, brothers. Hey, we appreciate you, pimp. Thank you. Gabriel the Dark Knight just out here doing the thing. What else we got? Well, what else we got going on here? What else we got going on here? Oh, man. So Spider-Man.
Yes.
We actually talked about this. What was it? It was about a week, almost 2 weeks ago. I feel like I have a poor perception of time, as I have often told people. Ultimate Spider-Man got announced with all the other craziness that came out regarding the rise of the house of the sand and the fog and the fall of the little house on the lake, down in the valley of Hanky Panky where the bullfrog jumped from bank to bank. I don't know. Anyway, we got another one, and that was, we finally know what Jonathan Hickman is writing, and it is what a lot of people, and I think we even speculated, was probably going to be Spider-Man. And it's not just any Spider-Man. It's Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, even though Hickman has been the one doing all of the Ultimate Universe stuff, and because he's got Ultimate Universe coming out after Ultimate Invasion is over, and then he's gonna have obviously this coming out too right after it. I don't know why I didn't even think about Ultimate Spider-Man. Wasn't even on my mind really. I don't think.
I neither.
Especially considering how dirty he did Spider-Man in Ultimate Invasion. Man, literally had to make her just walk up and slap the spider on Peter Parker's shoulder. Said, "Nope, no Spider-Man in this universe." But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this, Carter? I mean, we got Jonathan Hickman, we got Marco Cicchetto. Man, what you think?
Love the team. But here's the thing, because I feel like you're gonna talk more about this than me.
Because I got nothing.
Oh man. Okay. This might actually be a very smooth sailing Blerd Cave then.
Yeah.
First thing that popped into my head when I saw this was, so when is Hickman dropping off this book? That was the first thing.
Stop. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing though. He ain't gonna finish it. But
this is not gonna be a Bendis for the long haul. Like something.
No.
That's literally where my mind went.
Oh, I want to see something. How long was Bendis on Ultimate Spider-Man? I want to see. Good God! Jesus.
That's why I'm looking up to see how many issues he actually did.
Almost 20 years. 240 issues. Bruh.
I think y'all would be lucky if y'all get a good 15. Get a hot 15.
Y'all
out of Hickman,
might.
bro.
Y'all might. You might get 10. You might get 10. You'd be lucky if you get 10. Don't, please. Look, I hope to God ain't nobody out here like counting on Jonathan Hickman to run 20 years, or hell, even 2 years on Ultimate Spider-Man. This book is literally done inside of a year. You say in a year, and this just shows how much we just don't trust Hickman at all to stay on the book. You say in a year, I say, give me a full-time work shift. I think he'll be off this book in 80 hours. Bruh, look, the book already done. He just talking about it now. That's it. Like, he ain't doing nothing else. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll read the little whatever the fuck you want to call them, the little quotes. But basically, so here's what we got. He has already got Ultimate Universe, and he's got Ultimate Invasion, and he's got Gods coming out. He's got this. This won't be dropping until January as well. So he's got some time. He's going to have art with Marco Cicchetto, so that's great.
Yeah.
and this has been this hasn't been listed as a limited series, but I'm gonna view it as such. I don't think this is gonna be what people think it is. I mean, is it gonna be Peter Parker? Probably. I don't think it's gonna be Miles Morales because Miles already has. I mean, or no, you never knows. Maybe it could be. I don't know. I've seen people say it could be different characters. But
Lord,
do you remember? And someone else brought this up in the chat, and I'm actually glad they did because it reminded me. Bill brought up Amazing Fantasy number 1000. Do you remember? Did you check that one out?
I did
Amazing Fantasy 1000. They had a story in it. It was a bunch of different people just writing different Spider-Man stories. A lot of people who wrote Spider-Man in the past, and even some people who didn't, or wrote Spider-Man in some capacity or another. Basically, what they're saying is it might actually be Hickman paying off that storyline that he wrote in that issue. Which, if that is the case, I'm down. I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired. There's so many books. I kind of wish Marvel would take the approach that DC has. Not like with Night Terrors, but just like just like with their release schedule. Like DC doesn't put out a metric shit ton of books. Every fucking week. You know what I mean? DC will hit you with a hot like 8 or 9 books, varying degrees of quality, and they leave it at that. They ain't trying to bust your head wide the fuck open, releasing 20, 30 books in a calendar week. I kind of wish Marvel would pare it down a little bit. But that said, I'm curious. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not going to bite. Like I'm not going to read this shit. Like I'm gonna read it. And now that I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, if this is doing what I think it's going to do, which, you know, once again, that's paying off his stuff from Amazing Fantasy 1000, then yeah, why not? I would love to see it. Technically he's already laid the groundwork, apparently.
Okay, so if all this is doing is paying off that, so we're only gonna have Hickman do Ultimate Spider-Man for what, 2-3 issues?
I don't know.
Since a lot of people are just assuming that this is just he's doing this to pay this off. We ain't even getting an 80-hour shift out of him.
No, I don't think we honestly.
We getting orientation.
Yeah. Look, not even in uniform, in plain clothes orientation. I don't know, man. I wanna be excited, but at the same time, I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, that's all I got for it. You know what? With that, I say, let's just get into our recommendeds, Carter. You want to get into recommendeds? Let's get into recommendeds.
My recommended is going to be different this week. My recommended, what I'm recommending you all do, is to think before you speak and put respect on something you don't know much about. I'll give y'all a story real quick. Me and my homegirl and I, there's a book I was looking at on In-Stock Trades, Ernie.
Yeah.
Just had a new omnibus just come out. In the Hellboy universe. Okay.
All right.
I'm just going to keep scrolling. I don't read anything Hellboy or BPRD or anything like that. Fuck it. But it was that goddamn name that got me. This motherfucker's name was Lobster Johnson. I ain't never heard of Lobster Johnson. I don't know who Lobster Johnson is. But I just had to find out now. Because what kind of ugly ass name is Lobster Johnson? I'm on a Discord call with my homegirl when all this is happening. We laughing our asses off. Because you got to be some smooth trash to be called Lobster Johnson. So I'm looking up information on him. Come to find out, he was in the Hellboy reboot they did, and the motherfuckers, like, his thing to do is he brands motherfuckers on their forehead. With the brand of a lobster claw. Look at that, bro. What they tells people to fear the claw.
Did
That's
you
got
know
to be
they
the
wanted
ugliest
to?
shit.
Did you know he almost got into the Hellboy movies?
He was in it for a second.
Like for
it was like a
second.
flashback. He was in there for a flashback scene with Ian McShane.
They actually were going to do more with him if they actually would have gotten more past. God, what was it? If they would have gotten more time with the movies, he would have actually been in it more.
So, with that being said, I didn't like or respect this motherfucker in the slightest because, bruh, Lobster Johnson, Fear the Claw, like, bruh, Sir Yuri G, no, I did not know about Lobster Johnson. So I said, you know what? The name is so ugly, and I'm gonna. When I went and when I got some new books this week, and I just got to do a power bomb this week. I just got the Savage Avengers Omnibus. I went in that comic shop for the sole purpose of I was gonna find some Lobster Johnson just so I could buy it, read it, and clown it. Here's where the respect comes in. Here's where think before you speak. I go up to that girl and I say, "Hey, let me oh, this name is so stupid I can't say it without laughing. Can a brother get some Lobster Johnson?" Walks over to one shelf, walks over to another shelf, comes back behind the counter, and apologized to me, Mr. Blair Without Fear, sir. She apologized to me, chat. Do you know why she apologized? Because this motherfucker Lobster Johnson was sold out. This motherfucker here is just the most dangerous man in Southern California, apparently, because they can't keep his books on the shelf.
Bruh.
So I'm sitting there with egg on my motherfucking face. Because here I am clowning a motherfucker named Lobster Johnson. Oh, and this nigga is just sold out everywhere.
Oh, yeah. No, he's sold out. He's super sold out. He's super sold out. Man, but here's the thing, though, Carter. Now you know. Now you know. You know to put some respect on that man's name.
So, again, my recommendation, think before you speak and put respect on things you do not have information on. So, you don't want to be like Carter, putting his head down, walking to his car in shame.
Wait. Was the old Bruce Banner or old David Banner?
Was
like the hype
Was.
music.
Sure, shit was.
Like you're just walking back to the car, like you got a car, but for whatever reason, your thumb just out.
And no, Frank Gleason, the man is not racist. All he does apparently is whoop Nazis.
Yeah, that's what he does.
So before Hellboy, there was Lobster Johnson.
He was a thing. He was in fact a thing.
Sir Yuri G, don't feel bad. He sold out at Midtown Comics here in New York City. Motherfuckers just can't keep Lobster Johnson on the show. I need to fear the claw.
Right. Hey, look. Hey, you saw. Look, you saw this. Look at that. He's like, I'm gonna get you. I mean, I respect it, man. I respect it. My recommended is going to be a stack of comics. I just recently got these in. It is volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW series. So,
you know what? Say it.
What? What you got?
I was about to send you mine when I got off the case.
Bruh. But you did
because I hadn't forgot. I was going to send it to you.
Well, yeah, here's the sad part. So, like, this one, so full disclosure.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna take this one because Memphis Comics Expo is today. And guess who's in town? Kevin Eastman. So I thought to myself, why not take a copy of this magnificent book and maybe have him sign it. Even though I think technically, as far as like credits and things of that nature go, I think Kevin Eastman's like credited for the story in a lot of respects. Though technically, I think it's Tom Waltz who's actually like writing like the script for it, but Kevin Eastman and Tom Waltz collaborated on the story. So
you letting him sign all 3, right?
Hmm?
You gonna let him sign all 3, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I had
okay,
the rest
because you were just saying volume 1. I'm like, what the hell, boy? If you don't get him to sign all 3,
no. Okay, no. I was just saying just based on like the credits. I'm just talking about I was just holding this up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how each book, because like I think there's 15 volumes out. Each one is the katana handle, but like with a different color. I got the Donatello one. The cover that has Donatello on it is should be here today.
Hold yours up again. Hold yours up one more time. Hold that Raphael up. I don't like yours redder than mine.
Well, this is a more recent printing.
Oh, okay. I know what that means. Yeah, Carter, you got that. Oh shit. Okay, then. Okay, that's what we doing.
No.
That's what we doing.
Well, I mean, this literally just came out the plastic yesterday. This literally just came out the plastic yesterday. But I will recommend y'all check out, if you have not done so, check out the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series. It is really good.
Yes, it is.
Also, I don't know if here, I want to see something real quick, because here, let me move this. You might freeze for a split second. I don't know. But there was a buddy of mine. Y'all probably remember him. Judah Rad, who came on to talk about Karn 13. He actually sent me a picture of his collection, and that was what made me realize I needed to have it. That it was like, why have I not picked this up yet? Carter, I want to show you something.
Okay.
This is Judah's collection, because he's a huge Ninja Turtles fan. He has all of them. That is all of the let's see, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
IDW, y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself, because some of them greens and some of these purples is looking mighty close. Like, man, come on now.
Right?
Come on, IDW.
They ran out of colors. They were just like, man, we ran out of colors, man. Leave us fuck alone, man. But yeah, he was showing that to me, because he was like, because I was telling him, I was like, man, I'm thinking about picking up the Turtles hardcovers, and I'm not sure if I should pull the trigger. Because I bought the Last Ronin, and I was like, dude, I should keep. I was like, man, it's Last Ronin sitting on the shelf looking lonely as fuck. So I was like, man, let me go and get these. He was like, he said, you want to see what they look like all together? And when he sent me that picture, and I saw that shit, I was like, oh yeah, no, we getting these.
Yeah,
we getting these.
So real quick for everybody, just so you all can get a general idea of this Turtle series, this is not the Turtle series you all grew up with.
No.
This is not the OG movies, the live action movies. This is not the Fox Kids cartoons or anything like that.
It's not the Mirage. Well, I tell you what, you know what it is? It's a mixture. It's a mixture of everything.
Yeah. The selling point for me was that Leo, Donnie, Raph, Mikey, Splinter, they were actual people.
Yes.
Back in feudal Japan times. And Shredder at that point, because at this end in the feudal Japan, Shredder and Splinter were boys basically that ran the Foot Clan, and
Splinter actually was Oroku or was a master Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah, of the Foot Clan. And basically Shredder in feudal Japan killed Donnie, Raph,
Frankly,
Mikey,
you ain't shit. He
Leo.
says the Last Ronin, that's why it's lonely.
Oh God. But yeah, Shredder killed them and their mom in the feudal Japan time, and they were reincarnated
as turtles
turtles and as the mouse and shit like that. So that is what got me to read these books, and just
I also love the setup. I love the setup for it because they're not all together at first either. When you start off with the first volume, which is called Change is Constant, that story arc, Raphael isn't with the group because when they got oozed, that's another thing I also like about it too. So like instead of doing it where like they get oozed and then they grow up and become teenagers, and then just throughout the year they're kids first and become teenagers, whatever. They actually don't do that with the story. Like they're actually already, like when you start off the series, it's already been just 15 months, I believe, since they got oozed, and they're already like they're basically the age they would have. They were basically all about roughly the age they were when they died, more or less. And I like that part. I also like the how they did with Baxter Stockman, taking him back to his original Mirage Comics design where he's a black man.
I like the other monsters in there that like before you even get Old Hob was fresh. Dude, Old Hob was cold.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all might look.
Old Hob a motherfucker, boy.
No, hold on. I got to show him. I got to show him. I have to show him.
Old Hob is a cat that got the same experiment that the turtles and everybody got, except think of Old Hob as Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
That's just sick of it.
Oh yeah, no, he is dumb. Dude, no, Old Hob here. This is actually Old Hob right here.
That's Old Hob.
That motherfucker is okay. You want to talk about a grimy motherfucker, dude?
Old Hob.
So here's the thing. So yeah, like Carter was saying. So basically, what went down was when the ooze hit the turtles and Splinter. Yeah, Hob snatched up Raphael while he was still just a baby turtle, like hadn't fully mutated yet, and the ooze that was on Raphael got on Hob, so he changed too. But like Hob, I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, Carter. I don't think Hob has the benefit of like being reincarnated or anything like that.
No, that was literally Old Hob was an alley cat. He was literally just an alley cat.
Yeah, because he's not like when you start the series, he's not as intelligent as the turtles are because they actually have the benefit of reincarnation. Because he was just strictly an animal. And I love that because it's such a subtle change that you almost don't even notice, but it kind of helps explain why some of the mutants are smarter than some of the other ones. Like,
don't let that little smirk on Old Hob face. Don't let that smirk on this picture fool you. Old Hob is a scumbag.
Oh yeah. Oh no. This dude is straight up nightmares. Like, you know what it is? Okay,
so Hob is a scumbag.
Look,
bro.
let me put it like this. So you got Shredder, you got Krang, you've got all the big bads that people associate with the turtles. And you're like, oh man, ain't no way they beating these guys this time. Old Hob's that dude that it ain't necessarily that he's bigger and badder than Shredder or Krang. He's just grimier. Yeah,
like I will give you that's a perfect word to describe Old Hob. He is grimy as fuck.
Because basically what it is, Old Hob is that dude that will remind you where you came from. Like, be like, oh yeah, I can't hang with Shredder and them, but I'm gonna remind you I'm somebody. He's like, you ain't gonna sit up here and act like I ain't still out here in these streets. I know y'all have graduated to fighting extra dimensional monsters and shit, but don't forget about your boy Old Hob been with you since day one. That's Old Hob.
Is this a must read? The new Turtles, IDW Turtle stuff? Absolutely.
Oh yes. Oh,
absolutely.
God, yes.
Just from the characterizations of everybody, because there are going to be a few storylines that are going to trip you out.
Sir Your G said it best. He always packed that heat.
Oh yeah, like you all couldn't see it. You all couldn't see it in the picture because that's one of the hard covers. But like tank top, camo, khakis, and that black and that brown coat. Like
look
that is
clap. Look, Hob, keep that thing on it.
Oh, Hob, motherfucker, boy.
The kitty with the blicky. The cat with the gat. that is old Hob. Like most,
man.
like if you actually go like Google image search old Hob, you're gonna find a lot of pictures of that motherfucker holding a pistol. That's all I'm gonna say. Because that wasn't the only one I found. Wait, Carter, you gonna laugh off this one. This is one I think somebody else did.
Town Music Group, that is all he wears.
Look.
White beater.
He like, break yourself, fool. You already know what time it is.
Oh man, old Hob is a problem, dog.
Oh no, wait, here I got you. Bam. Look at
oh. Look at that.
Dude, the cat with the gat. But no, old Hobbs a motherfucker. Like, he might look like a broke ass Nick Fury, but man.
You won't say that to him.
Oh yeah. Oh no. You
won't say that to him.
Look, and I also love how they tie him to the turtles, just like we said earlier. He kind of kidnaps Raphael, but he's real mad because Splinter scratched that motherfucker eye out. Mm-hmm. But no, I love old Hob. He's great. He's fantastic. But that's my recommended. That was a very long way to say that was my recommended. I highly recommend go check it out. Let's get into our questions from the Discord.
We have a solid 5.
Oh man, I love to see it. So let's go ahead and kick off then. Actually, you know what? This is technically one from last week. I want to make sure we don't miss it. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. It says, morning Blerd. Hope you all are well. Do you think the Boys spinoff is going to be any good? No. I take that back. I think it's going to be okay. I'm not excited for it. Like, I don't know. I'm not in spinoff mindset right now. Like you know how they had the Continental just came out. Yeah. On Peacock. Couldn't be less interested. And I love me some John Wick.
Can I tell you what might save that and might actually make you watch it? Okay. From the billboards I have seen up here, because shit's plastered everywhere.
Oh God.
I think it's only 3 episodes.
Only 3?
It's only 3, and that's it.
Okay, maybe. Oh, them green motherfuckers. You know what they did?
What?
They just shot a movie and broke it up into 3 parts.
What?
I guarantee that's what they did. They shot a fucking movie and said, yeah, just release it as 3 episodes.
When I saw Mel Gibson was in it, I said, yeah, that's probably what they did too. Yeah. That's what I think they did too.
Yeah, they shot a movie.
With it only being 3 episodes, I guarantee you this is some like you could this is the best thing for you to play right now while you cleaning the house.
There you go. That, you know what? That's what's gonna happen. That's probably what's gonna happen. We got one from the Elite X1 said this is one for both Ernie and Carter separately to answer. Can you name 1 to 10 good lord, 1 to 10 comic book villains in any comic continuity of any level of heinousness that you absolutely still must put some respect on? Well, I think we already
because we are strapped for time. I was just about to say,
yeah, you still got to put some respect on old Hob. We on the same page here. I will also say, okay, so 10 comic book villains. Okay, so 1 was old Hob. Another one I'll give you.
He just put in the chat 1 to 5.
Okay, 1 to 5. Cool, that's even better. So I tell you what, go ahead, Carter. If you got one in mind,
I give you 2 if you got 3 more. I'll give you old Hob, and I will also give you Ozymandias from the original Watchmen.
Yes. 100%.
Because that was just some G shit to tell everybody you're playing, and you already done the shit 30 minutes ago. That's dope. I've always thought that was dope.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I love how many times people have tried to recreate that line since then. Mm-hmm. Like so many different writers have used that concept. Like, oh, I did it like Oh, but they don't say, oh, I did it 35. They'll be like, oh, I did it like an hour ago. I did it 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago. But like, that's where that comes from. I'll give you Dr. Light. And I only say Dr. Light from DC Comics because having gone back and reread Identity Crisis not too long ago, man, Dr. Light was really out here like R-wording people. Like SAing people. I can't say the words. It'll get us in trouble, but you know what I'm talking about. If you've read Identity Crisis, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, when he essayed the wife of the elongated man, Sue Dibney, and then when they were beating his and the whole Justice League show started beating his ass, and he was like, oh, y'all gonna have to kill me because I'm gonna come back and do it again. I was like, hold on, Pimp. You ain't a villain no more. Now you just a whole piece of shit. But no, I don't know if any of y'all have ever read that story, but that is definitely someone to keep an eye on. As far as other villains go, I would say Two-Face. Two-Face is another one because Two-Face is one of those guys that he can always flip. Yeah, he can always flip. He can be good one moment, bad the next. He can try and get himself straightened out, and he's going to wind up flipping back. Let's see, Carter, you got another one?
No, I gave you my 2, and I think you just gave 3. So we got 5.
So there you go.
All right, we got another question here from Trap God Thanos. Good evening, Blerd. You too, Carter. I guess. Wow.
Damn.
Since writing Ultimate Spider-Man, would you prefer it be Peter, Miles, or a new character? Again, I need it to be Miles because Peter fans haven't suffered enough. Jesus.
Damn.
And how long do you think his run will be? Probably not as long as I'm allowing you dirty motherfuckers to continue playing with my goddamn name by not getting the motherfucking likes up.
Hey, he said, hey, I'm just saying. For me personally, I would prefer it to be Miles, and if it's not Miles, I'd rather it be a new character entirely. If it's not going to be Miles, make it a new character because we got enough Peter Parker. We got enough Peter Parker, and this is supposed to be a part of the new Ultimate Universe, so it's an opportunity to do something different. So if you're gonna just make it just old Peter Parker all over again, who, by the way, not only have we gotten what's almost 70 some odd years of Spider-Man, but or is it 60? I can't remember exactly, but not only have we gotten that, we got almost 20 some odd years of Bendis Ultimate Spider-Man. You're going to sit here and tell me, oh, you want more Peter Parker? Get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah, give me Miles. Give me Miles or make it somebody new. I don't think it's going to, like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to run. I actually think this might only be 4 or 5 issues. I think it's only going to be 4 or 5 issues. 100%. We got another here. This is from Urban Prince of Strong Style. Says, good evening, Blerd and Carter. Question: with Magneto returns on the horizon, should the OG Brotherhood make a return along with him? That is all I have. Y'all have a good one, and hail the Brotherhood. So, you know what I would like to see, Carter? I wouldn't mind seeing the OG Brotherhood make a return if it was in the vein of what Storm's been doing. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Because I feel like what Al Ewing set up with Storm and Magneto was really special. I liked the camaraderie they had in X-Men Red. They were like a well-oiled machine together. I would love to see Magneto come back and him and Storm reform the Brotherhood 100%. You could bring back the old players. But it doesn't have to be all of them. I would like for it to be a mixture. We got Blob over on Uncanny Avengers side. I wouldn't mind if Blob found his way back to the Brotherhood. I think that actually would be cool. Blob needs some love. That dude literally is usually just been there as a joke for so long.
He's still a goddamn joke running around with Hydra Cap or Captain Krakoa. I'm sorry.
Did you see? We got tagged in a tweet the other day where I think one of the solicits for one of the future issues kind of gives it away.
I didn't see how I got tagged. I gotta look that up now.
I'd have to go back and find it because I got so many notifications at Twitter as of late.
Man.
That I don't know if I can find it, but someone I forget who it was. And if you're in the chat right now, yeah, just yeah, because I did a couple of posts over the week, and they got a lot of traction, so everything from before that got buried. I'm scrolling through my mentions now to see if I can find it. But yeah, someone tagged us in it was either a variant cover or like good God, dude, how many people responded to this? Lord have mercy. Yeah, like I'm having to scroll back to like the 20th, and I still haven't seen it pop up yet. I think here it is. I think it's about to pop up now. Jesus Christ. Jesus. I should have saved the image is what I should have done. That's what I should have done, but I forgot. Wait a minute. What's this right here? Nope. Nope. Okay, actually, wait. Yeah, here. Let's do it this way. Maybe this way will do it. Cause yeah, bro, I swear to you. Oh wait, here it is. I went past it. So this here, let me scroll. Let me move this image over. I'm gonna pull this up so you can see it, Carter. I think I don't know if this is like a variant or I think it might be a future issue.
Okay.
This is one of the covers coming up.
Oh.
with the mask fully off. It doesn't show his face, but I'm telling you, that is fucking Hydra Cap.
They made it a thing on the cover to show like blonde hair and blonde eyebrows, Steve Rogers. So it's just bro.
Yeah, nah, that's Hydra Cap, motherfuckers. Y'all better get right, man. Y'all better get right.
And there was a super chat from Gokhan Shu's baby father, like on the original link, just talking.
To Andreas.
Yeah, Andrea just having to lay there while his sister getting railed in the shower.
Yeah, okay, I see. I got to pull him as a bruh sitting here while listening to your sis get her back blown out. It's crazy. I bet he stopped start hating American whites by the end of he gonna start hating American whites by the end of his book. But no, dude, that yeah, because I think Robo hit me up after I put the video. He was like, man, he said, was this it originally in the book or did you add this? Because I put the little thing, I was like, oh, it should have been me.
Oh, wow. You're an asshole.
No, because I had let me see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, because this is it right here. Right? It was supposed to be me.
Wow.
Oh God. But yeah. Also, shout out to the homie Robo, because that I saw the time stamp. It said 16 seconds ago. My dude was Johnny on the spot on that video. But no, let's see here. We've got, where's that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4. We got one more. This will be from Sting of the Nine Ball. We'll save we got another one here. We're gonna save it for next week.
Yep.
We got something that's been nagging me the whole week. Furthest I can go back is Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. But what started that trope of the nerdy, meek, and messy character that dies and comes back from the dead, oozing with confidence? I was telling a friend about that, how I noticed some mangas and manhwas are using the same, what I call the Catwoman trope. Okay, so here's the thing. This is something that DC has done 4 times in their movies over the years. Actually, no, 5 times, because they did it twice with Catwoman. And technically, I think they did it twice with Harley Quinn. But they did it with Poison Ivy and Batman and Robin. They have done it multiple times. And it's a Hollywood trope, too. The idea of a character Like, okay, remember when we were? Oh, and Cheetah was the one from
Wonder Woman 84. Yeah.
So, and I think we haven't talked about this before, but like when they do this whole thing where a woman wears glasses, she doesn't really like do her hair like 100%, like let's just kind of puts it up. That always equals ugly in Hollywood. Like that's like, oh, she's wearing glasses. It's like,
Because Michelle Pfeiffer would have caught it before she got pushed out the window.
Bruh.
Before Christopher Walken yeeted her out that window, she'd have caught it right there.
Like, it's almost like kind of like the Clark Kent effect too, because, it's always like people like, oh, well, if you take, XYZ girl and here it is right here. Here's the meme right here. Bam. When the guy falls in love with the girl just because she took her glasses off. That is the same girl. But what they did is they had her put some makeup on and took her glasses off and she cut her hair. That's the only thing that's different. It's the same person. It's the same fucking person. Like, there's no real other difference other than the fact that, like, you could make the argument that she just dolled herself up a little bit. It's the same thing. But they did it with Catwoman. They did it with, I forgot, Wonder Woman. They tried to do the same thing with Wonder Woman back in the day. Like, put on the glasses so you don't stick out as much, kind of mute yourself a little bit. They did that not just with Gal Gadot, but they did that with Linda Carter. Like, this is actually Linda Carter from the old Wonder Woman TV show. Like, she was supposed to be less interesting because she had on glasses and had her hair pulled back or whatever, but we knew who the fuck that was. It was Wonder Woman. For Christ's sakes. Jesus. But yeah, I don't personally, I don't like the trope. I think it's stupid. I think it's overused. Not to mention it's lazy. Because, okay, so Carter, let's use Wonder Woman 84 as the more recent reference.
Yep.
So Wonder Woman 84, we had was it Kristen Wiig as Cheetah.
Yep.
Now, they did this whole big to-do about her. Like, it was like basically, oh yeah, she's just this nerdy looking woman. She's not desirable. She's she's not what we would call a sexy woman. She's not a sexy, vivacious woman. So what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna say, hey, we're gonna doll her up a little bit. She took her glasses off. She got her hair straightened. That's really the only major change here. And honestly, just the same, she'd have caught it just as quick as souped up Cheetah. Like, because let's just be real. Let's just be real. It is incredibly unrealistic. To think putting glasses on a person is unattractive. Like, are we
funny
still?
When they tried to do that for Halle Berry Catwoman? Like, come on, bro.
They did.
That's the deal.
Yes.
Like, that don't work.
Like, dude. Okay, first off, okay. Did you ever watch the Barbie movie?
No.
Okay. There's a part in the movie that I love so much because there's a part where Margot Robbie is talking about the unfair beauty standards that women face in the world, and talking about how sometimes that she feels ugly and this, that, and the third. And I don't know if you know this, but Dame Helen Mirren narrates the movie.
Okay.
There's a part where right after Margot Robbie talks about feeling ugly and how unfair beauty standards are in the world, Helen Mirren steps in and is like, now look, we know Margot Robbie is the wrong woman to be making this point.
Okay. Okay.
Because the whole time that Margot Robbie was talking, I was like, Really? Like we gonna have her be the
That's funny.
spokesperson,
That's
and then
funny.
Helen Mirren like, hold up,
That's funny.
hold up. Like we know with the benefit of hindsight, we have picked the wrong woman to be trying to tell y'all about feeling ugly. We just picked the prettiest woman in the world, goddamn it. But no, I thought that shit was funny. But yeah, it's an overused trope. Get it out of here. Get it. That is a sacred cow of storytelling that could go away. And I wouldn't miss it. Let's get into our questions from the chat, Carter. Let's do it.
Real quick, real fast.
I see one that was put in here by Bill earlier before they headed out, I believe. I'm actually scrolling back. Yeah, here it is. I'll jump on that one first. Actually, no, we can just leave that up because it doesn't take away anything. We got one here. Bill says, question, gotta leave early, but did you see Steve Fox's tweet about, Carmen Cruz's mutant name change? Vita Ayala was going to reveal it in their initial plans for Children of the Atom. I did not see the tweet because I think originally Carmen was her original mutant name, well, before she actually knew she was a mutant, was Gimmick. But that has actually changed.
Yeah, now it's Faint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I can rock with. it. But yeah, it's that's one of those deals where that actually makes more sense than her original name. Even though I was okay with Gimmick. If she would have kept the name, fine. But I think Faint works a little bit better. But I do like that that Steve Fox took that nugget and ran with it. Let's see what else we got in here. What else we got in here? I'm going back and looking.
Me too.
So far I'm not seeing. Oh, here's one from Jerome. Says, question, do you agree with Comics Explained that Genesis in many ways is the antithesis to Storm? Is Storm versus Genesis the fight we've always wanted but never knew we needed? I don't think that Genesis is so much the antithesis of Storm per se. I just think, well, I'll tell you what, in terms of how they go about doing things, yes. What I actually find more interesting is the power dynamic between the two, because they both control facets of nature, and they both control those facets of nature on the Omega level. And one could make the argument that their powers could play off each other really well if they actually work together. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I would. Though I will definitely say, and I've been saying this too in my own videos, that I'm hyped for the fight between Storm and Genesis. While on paper, I would have loved it more if they would have found a common ground and realized they could achieve great things together. And who knows, maybe they will. So yeah, I'll co-sign that. I'll co-sign that 100%. Let's see, C-Mac. Actually, now I will move it because now it's actually distracting. C-Mac the Great says, thoughts on the alt 2009 Nolan directed Watchmen. Oh, on an alt 2009 Nolan directed Watchmen, rather. Christopher Nolan directing the Watchmen, he would have made it way more grounded in reality. You might have slick not gotten Dr. Manhattan the way that he was in the Snyder film, which I think would have taken, like, if he was, I tell you what I would have loved to see Nolan do a Minutemen book or movie based on the original Minutemen from Watchmen, because I feel like Nolan's a guy who's better when he's grounded in reality, because even when he makes like crazy science fiction stuff, he still grounds it in reality. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that would be more his speed. Instead of doing like an alternate version of Snyder's Watchmen, just have him do, like, I would have him do, like, the prequel, was it before Watchmen? Have him do something like that.
Yeah, man. It's funny you actually brought that up, just because I think that was the one book that everyone says was the best story out of all those before Watchmen stories, was the Minutemen one. because Darwin Cook did the art for it. I remember.
Yeah. Here, she said Genesis is a grass type. She storms lightning type.
Every time y'all say fucking Genesis, I don't think about the Genesis you all talk about. I think about Kid Apocalypse.
Yeah, Kid Apocalypse. Yeah. Which is crazy because I was actually looking up there. Sometimes they put designations behind certain characters' names, like so in this case, Genesis 1, Genesis 2, Genesis 3. It's so weird seeing like the Genesis we're dealing with now listed as Genesis 1, even though she came out after the fact, but she's listed as Genesis 1 now because chronologically she is the one who existed first. Yeah, which is just crazy. But yeah. But I do. I saw why did you say Genesis is a ground type? Technically, you can make a case for Genesis being a dual type, like grass and ground. You can make a case for that. Just as I can make a case for Storm being an electric water type. But there you go. That's enough Pokemon nerding. There. I'll let you all off the hook on my Pokemon isms. Let's see here. Going back and looking to see if we got any more. If not, then I think, sir.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. That's it.
You get to go get your autograph.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm sure as shit gonna try to. I don't really have any other announcements other than the fact that I will be keep an eye out for the Dark X-Men number 2 video and the Wonder Woman number 1 video, and I'll probably go ahead and put Green Lantern War Journal number 1 out shortly after this is up. And yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm ready.
I don't really have anything else. I'm gonna try to go run off to Memphis Comics Expo, see if I can get in line to catch up with Kevin Eastman, see if I can get something signed. Christopher Priest is there. I might see if I got something for him to sign too. There's a bunch of other folks that are gonna be there as well. And what else we got?
That's it, brother.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be last question. So Yes. That is actually true. Yeah. Apocalypse's kid is named after his wife. Yeah. Kid Apocalypse is named after Genesis, more or less. Oh, random question. Oh, I guess we are going to get our questions before we run out of here. Xander B says, random question. Rogue is currently a 100 tonner strength, a 100 tonner strength wise. Is she stronger than Colossus nowadays? I don't know about that. Let's consult because I think Colossus's strength has increased recently as well. No, actually she is as strong as Colossus now, because he is in the 100 ton class as well. He I think originally he was 70 tons, but now he's 100 tons, but nothing has changed. I think when he was the Juggernaut, when he had the Crimson Gem, I think it actually went up some more, but I think since he doesn't have any more, it's gone back down. But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, there you go. Those are all our questions. We actually ended the show with 5 questions, so that all worked out. Thank you all. That said, yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, we're done here. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go I gotta go hit the showers, cause sitting under these lights makes a motherfucker sweat. Go run out, see what we can make happen out here in these streets, come back, and hopefully, yeah, y'all enjoy the Green Lantern War Journal number 1 video, and like I said, keep it locked. If you haven't done so already, you're still here and you haven't already done so, make sure you've hit subscribe, click that notification bell. We're getting really close to I think what are we at right now? It's sad that I don't commit this sort of stuff to memory. But yeah, we're getting really close to 87,000 subscribers, so yeah, come on, let's get it there. Other than that, I have nothing else. I thank you all, the chatters, the super chatters, the lurkers. Thank you, Roye Okupe, for coming in and chit-chatting with me about Iyanu. Link in the description as well as at the top of the chat, pinned in the comment up there. Go check it out. You will not regret it. And most importantly, I hope y'all are keeping it plus ultra out there in these streets. For Carter Presents, I am the Blerd without fear. And David Zaslav, you can go to hell.